Greetings, clobberers and clobberanimals and clobberettes and clobber thisers and clobber thaters and clobbering, clobber trickering, clobbering. Stop it with the clobbering! We clobber on forever here. I'm sorry. Welcome, my good friends, to Saturday Night Star Trek on Clobbering Times. Timed it perfectly as always. Hello. We is here. Sorry for the delayed start. My bad. On me. But it is wonderful to see all of you fine fellow Trek fans and clobberers and clobberettes and clobbering this and clobbering. There you go. I just might do a show where I just say clobber for a couple hours, and then that will be lovely, wouldn't it? It's just great to see you all here with us tonight, my friends. Thank you so much. Thank you for all who have joined, taken up memberships. And those who gifted them, of course, to others. I don't have the whole list in front of me because I have to pull up my YouTube thingy. But don't worry, we're going to do a lot to thank you. I'm going to do all kinds of things. I know things that I'm working on right now to acknowledge that and to say, ways to say thank you. How about that? So, one way I know is to let's have a fantastic time tonight talking some Star Trek Deep Space Nine. 4 more episodes this evening, and I could not be more pleased as punch about it, especially to see you all, and especially to be here with the fleet's greatest, most wonderful first officer. Everyone, say hello to the magnificent Commander R.M. Briggs.
I love you, Captain. It's pretty easy to be a decent XO when you have the best captain in the whole damn fleet. I love you so much. Thank you for creating this space and inviting me here to be a part of this wonderful crew. Good evening to everyone. Tonight, some more DS9. We're going to have such a great time. Let's do it!
Yes, indeedy-ishness. No real... show notes to speak of other than, it is, of course, on Clobbering Times. It is Jack Kirby month. It is and never shall be. So I will be Monday night will be it'll be a sort of a Jack Kirby retrospect. Stories about meeting Jack Kirby, and not just my own, probably Minimus if I can drag him in here, and others talking about just Jack the man a little bit, and of course about his history, different things like that. A week from Monday night, we will review the greatest Jack Kirby comic of all time, the great Mark D. with a C in myself. Fantastic for number 51. This monster. And so yes, Jack Kirby month, and of course Mark D. Please, he will be doing his usual Sunday Night Geekery. So please go to his channel and check it out. And look, go check out the channels of all of my wonderful friends who are linked in the chat below. They're all just great YouTubers and good friends. He is one of them. And many of some of my friends here in the chat tonight are that as well. So it is great to see you all here tonight. Let me see anything else before we start saying the hellos. Oh yeah, a big shout out to the great Lord Doomcock for joining us the other night toward the end of our program, our Clubhouse show, which had to be an hour later. He is a good friend. You all know who he is. And I cannot thank him enough for doing that. That was too kind of him to spend some time with us, hanging out with us at the clubhouse. And it was great. And I just cannot thank him enough for that. And I hope I will make it up to him.
He's a sweetheart. And I'll tell you, he never lets me down. He never lets us down. And that was so great that he showed up to your birthday party. I just absolutely loved it. And he's such a great conversationalist. It's great to pull him away from his channel and just shoot the breeze with him so he doesn't have to play host. He can just have a great time. And wow, what great conversations we have with him here. So just absolutely love Lord Doomcock. Please follow Overlord DVD. He's just the best. He's a one-man band. He's a one-man show. He's a vaudevillian. He's just an overall fantastic guy. And he also has a wonderful show on Sunday about popular culture. So, hail Lord Doomcock.
Indeed. And so many wonderful friends here have joined my new membership that I just started it up this Thursday night. And you're all too kind to join. I appreciate you. I hope I can live up to it.
You already have.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'll try. Yeah. You know how
You
lazy I
already
am.
are.
I need focus. So I need a goal in life. So well, okay, folks, we'll say our hellos as we traditionally do.
Mm-hmm.
I will begin by shouting out anyone who happens to be lurking and unable to, participate in the chat or is listening on a what I call a download or a repeat or however you want to call it when the show in the recorded show,
Mm-hmm.
because we do have some great friends out there who do that, and I don't tell them enough. I want to say how much I thank you for that. I really appreciate you. It is great to have you here, and again, I hope you are all doing well.
Especially
Yes.
who I love. I mean, he's been with us since the beginning, so I have to shout him out. And also, the Irishman, fellow Irish person, Eric O'Sullivan. You know, he's a chef.
Yes.
His day starts very early. He has to cook for a whole university of people, and so that means he's got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and start cooking and be at the kitchen at 4:30, 5 o'clock. So early start for him. So he cannot join us. However, he joins us on the rewatch, just like, So shout out to two of my favorite guys who have always supported this channel and this show. Love you guys.
Absolutely. And by the way, I always forget to do this, and it's always probably anyone, Chris, D-Bud, if you guys are hearing us okay, any sound issues, just if you could throw us a sound check at me, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll even give you a hamburger on Tuesday, as one people would say. Well, it'll be a fake one, but it'll be a virtual one. And anyway, so let us begin our hellos. So the great Lord Thoth is here, our security chief.
LT and Mrs. LT
and late. I had the pleasure of hanging out with the great Lord Thoth last night on our good buddy Nicholas's show, Comic Shop Show for Friday night. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, D-Bud. Appreciate it, my friends.
Betcha that was a blast.
A lot of fun, and LT was there for a bit, and he informs us that it's not just it's not Mrs. LT, it's Lady LT or Lady Thoth. So we will adjust that accordingly. Lady Thoth.
Milady.
I hope you both are having a wonderful night.
We stand corrected.
Indeedishness. Well, she's fine with that, but he's told us that that's the way
it's amazingly is, and we're all on board.
Well, here we go. My cousin, cuz, Dave Rayburn. What's up, buddy? And cuz, I hope you're doing great tonight. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Fun's an outsider. What's up, buddy?
He's a man.
He was a big man. But I'm not going to say anymore to him. And I don't mean was as an insult. Or like
no,
hey,
that's just the song.
Rolls. Yeah, I'm not going to cast rolls on him. Sorry. I have to do that to him because he picks on me all the time. So good to see you, Fanty. Shooter 8323. Hello there, buddy.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, pew, indeed. Of course, the great Chris Persia is here, my friend. Thank you for all you do.
Yes.
Really appreciate
love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for everything, honey.
Also, the great Bronze Wrencher is here himself, Eric K. Hey, buddy. Thank you so much for being here, bro.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Another great friend who was with us last night is Nix as well, that I always enjoy hanging out with. Our great buddy, D-Bud Martin. Hey, man.
D-Bud Martin.
Thanks for being here, bro. Our wonderful communications officer, Anti-Derivative Jill, is here. Just popped in. Good to see you. Absolutely. Our old buddy, master of the limerick himself, the great Maximum Redstone, who says
Maximum Redstone.
He says dirty words in the chat, but I'm going to say it now. Alamarine! Are you happy?
Oh, you guys, put him in the agony booth, please.
If you can't beat him, join him. You just got to give him what he wants.
No, put Max in the agony booth, please. Everyone please.
Okay, everyone put Max in the agony booth, or you can send him shin kicks or whatever. You've got.
Oh, shin kicks. Shin kicks are great. Shin kicks plus agony booth plus agonizer.
I can't see them on StreamYards. I have to look at my.
Oh,
the great J Man. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Jay. Nice to see you.
In StreamYards, it shows up as the word, like agonizer.
Oh.
Agony boot, shin kicks, agony boot. So at least I know what they're doing. So
yes. I like what Mr. Tickle Trunk said. Pulls the lever.
Indeedishness. Well, the Comic Relief Crusader. Hello. Raymond Feliciano. Hello there, my friend, and the wonderful
King
Sarah.
Dolphin TV.
Yep, in color. Let's see here. And Sandra, lovely Sandra, his better half is here. Hey, Sandra.
Hello. Nice to see you.
Michael Beacom, and I hope the wonderful Cassandra is not far from you. The extraordinary bear to end all bears, enigmatic, a drop bear who just joined the channel. Hey there, my friend.
It is so nice to see. Can you explain something to me, enigmatic drop bear, just in the chat? And I promise I will read it. I read almost everything you guys say, like 99%, although I can't say it on air because that's all we would end up doing. Yeah, but I was watching an Australian person talking on Twitter, and they made it seem as though their drop bear may be like an Aussie like nickname for a type of spider. Is this true, or did I just misunderstand? Can you please explain the Ozness of the drop bear name? I'd love to know, just because now I'm curious if it has an alternate meaning. Anyway, and let's go back to our hello.
There you go. Okay, well, I'm sure he will accommodate you. Gwagnar's here.
Gwagnar.
Wolfie's here today. Wolfie, what's up, buddy? Captain Time Lord Spock, the master of time. What's up?
Nice to see you, sweetheart.
He is the captain of time.
He is.
Pat S. What's up, Pat S, buddy? Good to see you there, bro. Mr. Tickle Trunk. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Oh, and Mr. Tickle Trunk, I have starred a few comments of folks who are a part of this crew.
Okay.
And they have been extending their thanks for having their memberships purchased for them. So I would just like to call out to Cardi right now. That's my nickname for him. That's Gil, Cardinal Sin. You guys know him as Cardinal Sin. Gil, I love you so much, but I want the whole community to know that you and Mr. Tickle Trunk purchased some of these memberships very generously, very kindly. And I want you to know that Clobby and I were not remiss in thanking you for this wonderful and generous way to build this crew and just build goodwill. Because did you know that feature is not shown on our side of StreamYard? So we didn't find out until afterwards. It was Mark had explained, and then we confirmed it does not show on our side. So it wasn't a glitch in the matrix, as it were. They don't show us. So so thank you so much. And just so everyone is, if you're wondering who bought your membership, look no further than Cardinal Sin, our friend Gil, and Mr. Tickle Trunk.
Thank
you. Two of the sweetest guys. Love you guys. Thank you.
Even Minimus got one.
Yeah.
So the great Mark
Minimus.
Mark D is here, the engineer.
Hello.
Wendy Webb is also a member. Lovely to see you, Wendy. Thank you so much.
Jenny!
I don't have the member list in front of me, so just blanket thank you to all you wonderful members. Now I'll make it. We'll definitely shout it out when we get it all put together. But I'll definitely. But right now we're just shouting out the names so we can get everything started here. Hungry boy, who is hungry to lessen my Kira crush. It's distracting. Well, she is distracting, of course. Thank you, hungry boy.
I would like to say hello to Hungry Boy, who is the official artist of this channel. And he is also doing a painting that will be rendered for my trade back and the dust jacket for my hardcover for my short story collection. But also, he and I got up to no good. So you all asked us in the chats if you could please have some T-shirts. Well, obviously, Hungry Boy donated the Claw Bony because he's a sweetheart. And I put together some graphic arts. And we went to a store. And we've arranged for you to be able to get CLOBBERIN Times T-shirts and other stuff with our combined artwork, Hungry Boy and I, at cost. So I will be sharing that link later. And if you want your Clobby merch at cost, that means we don't make any profit. Hungry Boy and I donated our time to make that happen for you. We heard your cry. You wanted merch. You wanted t-shirts. And so we met that call, and Hungry Boy graciously offered the Clawbony, and I put the rest of it together. And so we make quite a team. And enjoy those shirts. Ask and ye shall receive.
Amazing stuff. Dalek 451. Hello there, my friend.
Dalek, hi, sweetheart.
A new person I don't think I've seen before, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Edge of Time. Hello there.
Ooh,
good to see you. I think might be new.
Time.
I like that name, Edge of Time. Good to see you. Scotty. Hey there, Scotty. How you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Zathras is here.
Crap.
Midnight's Oblivion. Hey.
Hey, nice to see you.
Hey, Pleasant Valley Picker. What's up, bud?
Hello. How are you doing, BC?
Indeed. Brandon, the anime guy. What is up, Brandon?
I think he's pooped. I don't think I think he might leave early if I read the chat correctly. He's pretty pooped. I think he's been up for a long time. Thank you so much for joining us, Brandon.
Well, it's good if you're still here, man. Good to see you pop in. Mm-hmm. And I'm just glad you look. Whether you give him anytime he can't stay, but if you can at least pop in and say hello, we appreciate it. So
absolutely.
Let's see here. Tobor the robot. I've never seen Tobor the robot here before. Of course, I love, of course, Tobor, this robot spelled backwards. It's based on a very old toy. Are you old enough like me?
Tobor the robot.
No. Dalek, I've seen you here before, my friend Dalek. I'm talking about Edge of Time. I don't think I've seen Edge of Time here before. I know you, Dalek, for 51, and I'm a big fan of you. So
I am ancient Tobor the robot.
Yeah. If you know about Tobar, you gotta pretty much be ancient. Yeah, good to see you, Tobar. So yeah, let's see here.
Scuba. No, Tobar is a reg. He's a regular here.
Oh,
he just says, I just usually lurk and listen. Well, you know what? It's totally cool that you waded into the chat. You are under no obligation to keep that conversation going, but I just want you to know, well, you probably already know this, but this is a very warm, loving, welcoming, intelligent community. And so if you want to stick around and do some chittity chats, I know you'll have a great time with these beautiful people who Clobby and I have come to call our friends.
Yeah. No, I know, big deal, Dalek. I know you just misheard me, but don't worry. We'll definitely exterminate. We should exterminate Russell T. Davies and Chris Chibnall. Anyway. All right. Our good buddy, our chief engineer reports that the great Chris Persia has gifted 5 Clobberin Time memberships as well. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Chris Persia. Thank you.
I love you, baby. Thank you. Sweetheart, I love you.
And Wolfie is a member as a result. Yeah, Wolfie. And to call him Scuba Pete.
Scuba Pete and Leslie and family.
Indeed. Anonymous, hey there.
Anonymous.
Okay, does anyone ever say anonymous? I'm just asking.
That's great. Anonymous. He's
gonna hate me. He's gonna hate that. Larry.
Look, some people call him Larry. Some folks say it twice, but he deserves to have it said thrice because he is such a gentleman and a sweetheart of a man. Larry, I love you.
Indeed. Thank you, Midnight's Oblivion. Thank you all who have joined and or in our members. Like I said, I don't have access to everyone who is. I don't have access to that list tonight, but don't worry, we're gonna do something where I'm gonna have a members stream only, and where I get as many of you on as I can at a time, and hang out with you. If again anyone, what we have to do is determine what would be a good time for such a thing, and we will do that. So, no one else. I don't have anyone else listed yet. Anyone else comes in, as always, we will write them down and call them out as soon as there's the opportunity. What we will do now is do what we're here for, because I was late and we take a while to do this. I understand, but it is time to do our reviews. We will try to speed through them. Next week, there will only be 3 episodes. We'll end the season next week. So who is ready to get? Hey, Diesel.
Hey, Diesel.
It's good to see you, my friend. Welcome.
Oh, and Chris Persia, you are getting some thanks in the chat for your
Yes,
generosity.
thank
You're
you,
just
Chris.
so wonderful. Midnight's Oblivion. I'm going to shout that out because I know it's wonderful to have one of your friends do something like that for you. So yeah.
Let me rush through this really quickly so we can get started. For anyone who has not, we do this quickly because you never know if someone's new to the show or whatever.
That's right.
This is Saturday Night Star Trek number 83. We started in January of 21. Our mission is to review all of real Star Trek, which means 1966 through 2005. Only legit Trek. So we've reviewed the original series, the animated series, the original crew films, the Next Generation, and we are now just getting toward the end of season 1 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. We review 4 episodes a night on average, sometimes a little bit less, it just depends. Thank you, Brandon, the anime guy, for that super chat. He says season 1 DS9, 8 out of 10. Great start, middle, great finish. Thank you, sir. We'll do like an overview of the season next week when we get to the end of that. But thank you, sir. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate you. Let's see here. And by the way, did I mention Wendy Webb?
Yes, you did. Wendy Webb and Jimmy are new members, and absolutely love it.
Yeah, she said Jimmy couldn't make it. She's tired or whatever. So shout out to Jimmy out there, Wendy. And hope she feels better, and I hope you all, hope you're having a wonderful night.
I just wanted to welcome Enigmatic Drop Bear, who is also a new member, and Wagner is sending his thanks out to whomever gifted his membership.
Nice. Thank you all. Like I said, I'll do it more in depth when we have time to get back to something like that. I don't have it in front of me. I'd have to go dig it up, all the names. Just thank you so much for being here. And so what we do on this show is we review the episodes. My wonderful first officer, R.M. Briggs, reads from a text about the episode, each episode, and we break it down, talk a little bit about it, give our views, and then we allow our wonderful chat to rate the episodes also and give us their opinions, any words they might have. So we will start. Are we ready to start with our first episode of the evening?
We are, boss.
Okay. Our first episode of the evening is Storyteller.
Yeah, Storyteller. This is season 1, episode 14. This is prod code 414. And I say prod code 414 because that is the setup of this lovely book, Deep Space Nine, The Companion by Terry J. Erdman and Paula M. Block. It's also pertinent information due to the fact that all around the world, thanks to streaming services, the numbers of the episodes are off. So sometimes we have that combined pilot, sometimes they're split apart, and that may leave the viewer at home and members of our crew sort of scratching their head wondering why I'm saying episode 14 when they see it as 15. So just so you know. Anyway, we all watched this for the very first time. Well, most of us did anyway, on May 3rd, 1993. And just like the boss said, I'm going to be reading from a text. And there's a reason why I do that. The stuff that you're reading on these user-generated websites, a lot of it's not true, even if you think it's true, because it's been passed around in fan lore for so long that it's gone from being something that was just a rumor into a factoid. And of course, factoid isn't a fact. So it's very important that we use original source material, not rumors and stuff that has been user-generated on the internet. So I am going to stay copyright compliant by letting you know that I am going to be reading from this text, Deep Space Nine, The Companion by Terry J. Erdman. I'm going to start on page 46 with The Storyteller. As Sisko plans his opening strategy to help defuse a potential war between two rival Bajoran factions, O'Brien faces a potentially unpleasant encounter of a more personal nature. A medical mission to Bajor that pairs him with Dr. Bashir. The two men depart in a runabout, and the commander and Major Kira head for a docking bay to meet with Varys Sol, the leader or tetrarch of the Paku delegation. Paku, right? Yeah, it's Paku. Because the Paku avoid contact with outsiders, Kira explains that she knows little about the Tetrarch, I want to say. Anyway, and she is as surprised as Cisco to discover that the leader is a 15-year-old girl. They soon discover that while Varys is young, she is as tough and as stubborn as her opponent in the dispute, Woban, a gruff leader of the Navat contingent. Cisco's attempt to bring the two together for an informal discussion of the issues they must resolve quickly falls apart, and Varys storms away from the proceedings. In the meantime, O'Brien and Bashir arrive at their destination and are met by Farron, the village magistrate. Although they have been advised that the entire village was in peril, they discover that only one man is ill, the Sirah, who serves as a spiritual leader to his people. Bashir quickly determines that there is little he can do for Sirah, who is dying of old age. Alarmed, Farron explains that the Sirah is needed to protect the village from the Dalrock, a terrible creature that attacks for 5 nights each year at the end of the harvest. If Sirah cannot face the Dalrock on this, the 4th night of the cycle, the village will be destroyed. Back on the station. I'm sorry?
Oh, so I'm just going to shout out Echo Base Network. Hey! I'm honored to have them pop in, whether it's Nick or Coach. I'm a member of their network, and good to see you. I think they've just started watching DS9. Sorry to interrupt you, number one, but I wanted to shout them out.
No problem.
They have a great channel, and there's some great folks over there. So good to see you, Echo Base. Thanks for popping in, my friends. Continue. I apologize for that.
Oh, no, not at all. And Larry has sent you a gift, boss.
Thank you. Since this will confuse us more, the original Star Trek pilot called The Cage was originally called The Menagerie. Actually, it wasn't. Then later used Menagerie for the 2-parter. Actually, the Menagerie was used for the 2-parter. But
that's right.
But anyway.
It was a way for Gene Roddenberry to get the content from The Cage on television because it had been turned down by the network and he was told no. So he actually reassembled The Cage into an episode that folks later learned was the Menagerie. But it's all from the Cage. But The Cage was not released until 1988 for some folks and 1989 for others.
Yes.
Anyways, I'm going to continue reading extemporaneously from this text.
Sorry.
No, not at all. Folks, just so you know, it's about 92 degrees Fahrenheit here, and there is a severe thunderstorm watch or warning. I can't remember which one happening here, which could lead to, like funnel clouds or extreme hail and things like that. Right. So if you're hearing wind in the background, I apologize. I have the window open because it's quite hot and it's going to get quite stormy. If you lose me, I will get back on as soon as I can. I'm warning you now. It's starting to roll in.
Well, it's ironic that it's this episode about a storm. 6, A6.
Yay! Hi, 6.
Beautiful 6 is here. Hello there, my dear.
6 is my partner in crime. We did it, 6. We did it.
You did it. I started memberships. It's all 6's fault.
Yeah, it's lots of badgering. Okay, back to extemporaneous reading. Back on the station, Jake and Nog spot Varys in the promenade, and the Ferengi boy is immediately infatuated. He convinces Jake to help him meet her, and the two soon show up at her doorstep and attempt to befriend her. That night, against Bashir's advice, the Sirah goes to the village square to face the Dalrock, which appears to be a large, threatening energy cloud. Curiously, it doesn't register on O'Brien's tricorder. As the Sirah tells the story of the Dalrock, strange, storm-like conditions begin to whip the village. The villagers respond as a unit to the Sirah's words, and as he speaks of their strength, a white light arises from the villagers, pushing back the Dalrock. But then the Sirah collapses, and the Dalrock begins to rage anew. O'Brien and Bashir run to the Sirah's side, and the old man tells O'Brien how to finish the story. O'Brien repeats his words, and the Dalrock is driven away, after which the Sirah dies. To the cheers of the crowd and the befuddlement of the two crewmen, Farron declares O'Brien the new Sirah. On the station, the negotiations between the Paku and the Navat are not going well. Varys refuses to give up the land that Woban's people claim is rightfully theirs. When she shares her frustrations with Nog and Jake, Nog suggests that she can turn the problem into an opportunity if the Navot have something she wants in trade for the land. In the village, O'Brien attempts to figure out a way out of his predicament. He has no intention of remaining on Bajor, but he can't leave the villagers defenseless. In any event, he has no idea how to prevent the attack of the Dalrock. When he tries to speak to Hovath, a young man who served as the late Sirrah's apprentice, Hovath attempts to kill him. Hovath knows that O'Brien is not meant to be the new Sirrah. He is. Calming Hovath down, O'Brien and Bashir learn that the Sirrah's bracelet contains a piece of one of the orbs of the Celestial Temple. By using the power of the bracelet under the guise of storytelling, Sirrah, over the years, have periodically channeled the villagers' fears into the manifestation of the Dalrock, and similarly, their thoughts and hopes into the defeat of the beast. Well, I would say the beast. It's a cloud, for crying out loud. The ritual has served to unite the villagers, Hovath explains, but only the Sirrah have known this secret. Hovath was in training to become the new Sirrah, but his uncertainty during an earlier encounter with the Dalrock allowed several people to be injured. Now the people's lack of confidence in Hovath prevents him from taking over as Sirrah. That night, O'Brien awkwardly tries to tell the story in the village square, and although the Dalrock appears, he can't control it. As the villagers begin to panic, Hovath gains confidence in himself and steps forward to calm the people and tell the story. He succeeds in banishing the Dalrock, and O'Brien gratefully relinquishes his title. At the station, Varys suggests an exchange, free trade access in return for land. That seems as if it will work for both Bajoran factions. As she prepares to leave, she thanks Nog for his advice with a kiss on the cheek. And that is the intro section from Deep Space Nine, The Companion, written by Terry J. Erdman, and I have read from page 46 and 47. There's certainly a lot more material here, but I will reserve it due to time constraints. And now I'm going to turn it over to the boss and say, Boss, what did you think of this episode? Good, bad, ugly? Tell me about it.
Hey there, Dad Man, by the way, is here. Dad,
hey,
shout out
Dad Man
to
Clan.
Dad Man and the Dad Man Clan. Good to see you, my brother. Thanks for being here. You know something? When I first went back to watch Deep Space Nine a few years ago, because I'd never watched them all, I was not a big fan originally in the 90s. I watched a few here and there, and I didn't really watch it regularly for a while in the early 80s. And then about 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, whatever it was, I finally went back, and everyone's always on my case to watch it. So I did, and I was enjoying the first season relatively a bit. And when I watched this episode, I almost stopped watching the show. I can't stand this episode.
It's a stinker.
These again, also early on, look, I was never a big fan of the Jake Nog thing. And remember, last week we did talk about an episode where it was heartwarming what happened with Jake teaching Nog to read, even though that was a little far-fetched, that why would he not be able to read, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it was nice and everything. However, oh man, the Jake Nog stuff was not particularly interesting, or was the B story is just there to fill up time. And the storyteller crap. Now, again, I like, the O'Brien and Bashir relationship. I understand this is considered, I guess, sort of the start of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we're supposed to. This planet. They're a technologically advanced race. They're the Bajorans, aren't they? I mean, it's a moon of Bajor, right?
Yes.
Isn't it? So I'm supposed to believe beings that know who these people are. They know the Federation. They know about the transporter technology and all of this stuff. In other words, they know that O'Brien and Bashir are not some kind of scary gods or anything. They're just a couple of, everyone knows they're from, just another place. this is not a prime directive thing, but they're so stupid that they can fool this society, this little village, and rule them with the superstitious fears of a monster in the form of a friggin' cloud, and manipulate their emotions into, for some reason, to control them. And the Federation's okay with this. The Federation is I mean, they didn't know about it, granted, but when they get there, O'Brien and Bashir need to leave right away. When they find out, no, you want us to participate in continuing your charade of these people who, for some reason, can understand about that they're part of a spacefaring race, but they can be superstitious enough to believe in a silly monster cloud. They don't add up. It's absolutely moronic. The story is stupid. The story is absolute crap, and it's embarrassing. The story pisses me off in so many ways. There's no goddamn way it works. It's asinine. It's a again. If this were on a planet of primitive people, but they're not. They're Bajorans on another moon of Bajor. They know about space travel. They know They saw Brian and Bashir beam down, for God's sake.
Yep.
God Almighty, is it idiotic?
Yep, I agree.
I hate it. I hate this episode.
I think it's a poopy stinker.
I hate it more than a la Moraine, go home.
Oh, please don't say that word.
A la Moraine.
No.
Max likes that.
Somebody shin kick Clobby for me. Put Clobby's face and then me with shin kicks.
Oh, God. In fact, well, I'll let everybody review it first. So I'm sorry, everyone, if I ruined your review. Some of you might like it. That's fine. I just think it's stupid. Oh, God. Then the guy comes to try to kill. How about the bit when the kid tries to kill O'Brien, and he stops him, but then he was like, "Yeah, it's okay. You tried to kill me. Let me help you out here.
Let's have a chat.
Let's talk. Let's be friends. Bust his ass, man. The guy.
Can I make you a cup of tea? Would you like a cup of tea?"
Yeah, I was like, man, you lay him out on the ground for trying to kill you with a knife, idiot.
Yeah.
And they're all
that. You're getting shin kicks in the chat, baby.
Good. Ella Marie. So how about these are Federation officers when they find out that this society is being duped, is being controlled by superstition.
Yep.
That's the last thing they're going to get involved with. Now you are interfering in the prime direct. Get out of there. You should go back up to the ship and say, we're not. But we're going to be destroyed by this thing. No, you're not. Ugh.
Yeah, and to admit that 5 people had been injured or killed or whatever previously, it's like, okay, so you volunteered for a death cloud? Anyways, I call it the Stay Puft Dalrock.
Oh, yeah.
Because it reminds me of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's from Ghostbusters. It's completely unscary.
On my show back in 2016 or whatever, when I was going back and watching these, I said, you know what? I said, I'm not watching this anymore. This is gone. Again, I liked a lot of episodes before that. I mean, it's a good. I mean, first season has some really good episodes, except for some of the ones we talked about last week. But I was fine with the show. And after this one, I'm like, you know what? Screw. But on strength of some of the other ones, I said, all right, let me keep going. And it's fine. I love the show, of course. But man, oh man, I mean, look, there are a lot of garbage episodes of all the shows, so why not one here? Anyway, okay. What? Oh, go for you with your notes. I'm sorry.
Okay, so if you're new around here, I rewatch Star Trek every single year starting on January 1st. It's the 735 Club for me. That is 1966 to 2005, and I watch it in order. So I was thinking to myself, what can I add here? It seemed a little bit overwhelming because we were just going to do this off-the-cuff review stuff, all organic, nothing planned. So I thought, I should take some notes. So, ever since we started this show, when I watch the episodes so that we can discuss them, I take out a piece of paper. Yes, an actual piece of paper made from trees with a pencil. And I take notes. And these are those notes.
Goodbye, J-Man, by the way. And hello,
good night,
Tyrell.
J-Man.
Tyrell, good to see you.
Tyrell! Hey, honey.
Here.
These are my notes. This is the episode that launches the Bashir and O'Brien friendship. In real life, Alexander Siddig, which is obviously, you know, an anglicization of his 25 names, and Colm Meaney hated one another. Colm is officially on record as saying that he loved the show and everyone who he worked with. So Colm says that he loved everyone and he loved the show. However, multiple sources cite interviews with Alexander Siddig where he said that Colm could really put him back, like he sort of mocked how much Colm would drink at the pub. And so that was insulting, obviously, because Colm is Irish. And that the English colonization of Ireland led to fights about politics and philosophy. That, of course, being the fact that Siddig is English and Colm Meaney is Indigenous Irish. So one interview posted on Siddig's official website has Siddig admitting that they fought bitterly and that they fought constantly. However, most sources openly say that on set and offset, these two, and I quote, could not stand each other. Now, I brought this up before over the last 2 years that I've been podcasting, about 2 years podcasting with Clobby. And a couple of people have said, that's not true. Why are you saying that? These guys get along great. They're wonderful. Where are your receipts? And so I did promise at that time that when we got to DS9 that I would provide the receipts. And so here are those receipts. Of course, you can find articles all over the place of people who worked with them and stuff being said at conventions of them saying, you know, they couldn't stand one another. I believe at one point Terry Farrell said, you know, I know we were a difficult cast and things like that. But I'm going to read directly from sidcity.net. This is Alexander Siddig's official website that he participates in. And this is an actual quote from an interview with him for his website. DS9 also broke new ground by featuring so many interpersonal relationships. Bashir particularly bonded, if slightly antagonistically, with Miles O'Brien, Colm Meaney, and Garrick, Andrew J. Robinson. They classically exploited the British-Irish thing, says Siddig. Now, classically exploited the British-Irish thing. I'm Irish. I'm Indigenous Irish, ethnic Irish, and it's not a thing. The Brits colonized our country, and some people don't like that, and they're free to not like that. Anyways, it's not like a thing. Anyhow, says Siddig, and the Bashir O'Brien friendship. We were going to be this pair who bickered at every opportunity. And it actually continued off stage. Colm and I had furious fights about England and Ireland, and I had no idea politically about any of this stuff. I suspect, looking back, that he didn't have any idea either. Oh boy, Alexander. But he spoke so passionately and vehemently about it that I believed every word he said. But he would take me to these Irish bars, especially to ridicule me in front of Irish clientele. It was good fun in the end. We loved to hate each other, and we chose to go out with each other, even if it was to argue all night. So there must have been some bond there beyond the ordinary. I really enjoyed my time with Colm, and I really enjoyed the relationship that developed as a result of that. In a show ostensibly about freedom, rebellion, terrorism, and religious oppression, this was a relationship that came out of dislike, but blossomed into real love, which was really great. So I'm not going to get political here. I am Indigenous, ethnic Irish, entirely. And so, it's really difficult when a country moves into your country and completely colonizes you and takes away your language and your land and things like that. And, the potato famine is widely considered in academia a genocide. So I don't want to get into that here. However, some folks over the last 2 years have said, hey, I can't wait till we get to DS9 so you can prove this thing that you said, because it's not true. These two loved each other. They actually hated each other's guts. And it was over the colonization of Ireland, which many Irish people don't like. The end. Okay, moving on. I don't buy the child as a negotiator. I think there's a lot going on Bajor, and I think having a child in this position is preposterous. I don't buy the volunteer death cloud that may kill a village full of people every year. I am not afraid of the Stay Puffed Dalrock. And I don't care. I don't like any of these silly and convenient excuses. This episode is dumb. And that's the end of my notes.
It really is idiotic. I mean, again, all the Jake Nog stuff is not funny, not fun, annoying, and let's just get it over with so we can get something. Let's just get this one moving. What is your rating of Storyteller?
Storyteller is we're gonna need the claw bony. It's a D-.
All right, folks. I too give it a D-. Only because I reserved the F's for special ones, but it's close to that. I hate it that maybe I should give it an F. I'm gonna be nice. But I will say this about it. Crap. And that's all I have to say about that. So, live boning it, babies. Anyway, so here we go. Now, for those who have never been here before, what we will do is I will now ask our wonderful audience, please give your rating and any words you may have about this episode. And number one, we'll save those, and then we will read them all for you.
Yay! We're gonna put them up on the marquee too.
Yes, indeed. And while she's doing that, so she'll go ahead and fire away. While she was doing that, I will bring us the great Max Redstone, who is an extraordinarily talented young man, has given us some limericks, as he is wont to do on many occasions, for each episode. So, it is time now for some Max Redstone entertainment. The Storyteller by Max Redstone. Okay, here we go. It is said that O'Brien suffer, and of course, you know things will get rougher. And Miles slips many a ring because his blarney tongue will not last as the Syrah's Dalrock buffer. Okay, I didn't do a good job on that one because I think he broke them up differently. I'll try it once more, though. Okay. It is said that O'Brien suffer, and of course, you know things will get rougher. Miles slips many a ring because his blarney tongue will not last as the Dalrock's buffer. Okay. Tongue twister there. Well done, Max Redstone. Sorry if I mutilated it for you.
Maximum Redstone.
Hey, J.D. Lewis, look who's here.
J.D.
Welcome, sir. Good to see you, my buddy. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. I messed that one up, but I'll do better next time, Max, I promise. Let me start here. So.
Ooh, did you hear that? Thunder and lightning?
Do you need to get, by the way, to hell with the show, do you need to get to safety?
Listen, if it turns into something that's super scary, the most wonderful thing about where I live in Alberta is the emergency response goes on. So that means all of our telephones, all of our home devices, they all start the horn, the warning horn. So as long as you don't hear the warning horn, I'm safe.
All right. Well,
I love you.
Be careful. We all want you to be safe. The hell with the show. I could sit here and entertain everyone. Talking about other stuff if we have to.
No, I'm good. Let's do it.
Well, here we go with our reviews, folks, of Storytellers. And they call him Scuba Pete says C-. Que sera. O'Brien can leave. Let's leave. Dalrock more aptly, Malrock.
I'm telling you, he is the professor of pun, Pete. Professor Punny Pete.
Paste Pot Pete.
He's the best.
Just for that, Mr. Smarty Pants Scuba Pete, I'm going to eat a jelly baby. That's right. I have jelly baby. I found me some jelly babies somewhere tonight. They're not easy to find. And yes, Doctor Who fans will know what I'm talking about. Would you like a jelly baby? and I'm going to eat a jelly baby right now while I'm reading Lord Thoth. Well, after I read Lord Thoth.
Yeah.
He says, D-, one of the worst of the season. Enough said. Yes, sir. I must concur. I'll eat the jelly babies after I finish these reviews. That would be more the responsible thing to do. Wagnar says, grade D, not quite as bad as the worst next-gen episodes, but completely skippable. That's a fair statement. Yes, I have to throw with you on that one, buddy. Raven Feliciano says D. It was rather stupid and contrived. Cue the claboni. Yes, sir.
I love that Raymond now has that at his hot little fingertips.
Yes, claboni fan. And the thing is, Raymond, when I see it on the StreamYards, it just says the word claboni. I don't get to see the cool icon.
I can't see it either.
Shooter says C+. I do like this episode, even if it's deeply flawed. The Bajorans are depicted as very primitive, simplistic in this episode, not at all a species that is warp capable. Thank you, sir. That's what really gets me on that one.
True.
I empathize with Miles stuck in the runabout with Julian, not wanting to talk to an obviously chatty person. The villagers, I guess, seem way too quick to go from fleeing to fighting the Del Rock scenes. Yes, they're manipulated into it, which aggravates me. Where are Jake's manners? Walks in uninvited, feet on the table. Nog, I noticed that. Nog was better behaved. Selecting your leader by blood, also not very civilized. Even the Kai is elected. Yeah, that's another thing. That's another very astute point, Shooter. It doesn't make a lot of sense, the primitive crap, just to tell the dumb story.
I like that Shooter often steps out of being a viewer and steps into the writer's position or into the editor's position. Right. And he often sees the same things I see, which is, why write it like this? Like, if you don't have to make these mistakes, why write it so poorly? Why make these dumb decisions? So I love that Shooter is doing that. Continue, Shooter.
Indeed. Clark is my hero. Takes a drink, thrown in his face in stride. I'm still charging her for that drink. Yeah. Overall, the episode would have been better in some other show, not Star Trek. Very, very well made points there, my friend. The great Chris Persia says, I don't know where Raquel watched all that. I clearly watched the version Mark D had. It was less than 10 minutes, and Miles remained on Bajor with his 5 helpers. Yeah. They offered him some. Oh wow, that was again. They were offering up. They're supposedly an enlightened, spacefaring race and a very devoutly religious one, but somehow they give their daughters to a man.
Yeah.
That was so stupid.
And they're Bajoran. And
terrible.
They give him like a harem, as how we say it here in North America, and certainly for our friends in Oz, New Zealand, and the UK, a harem. So they basically offer him a harem or a harem, and they're supposed to be Bajoran. That's also incredulous. Why is this happening? Why is this happening?
So dumb. Dalek 457 says, I can't rate this episode because I don't even remember it. Well, you're better off not remembering it, my friend. You're fine. Have a jelly baby. Would you like a jelly baby? He's a Doctor Who fan. He'll know what that is. Pleasant Valley Picker has a lot to say. Bashir, I need to put a rating, but he says, Bashir annoying O'Brien right away. Obviously, the bromance begins. I'm still charging her for that drink. As you should, Quark. She's far too arrogant to be a leader. Let's see.
Hey, Apollome's minion is here, and so is the pepperoni. Yes.
Hey, Apollomy. How are you? It's good to see you, my dear. I hope you are doing well. Both hands on the wheel.
Pleasant Valley Picker, we did not miss your reviews, but you have to sit tight because this evening for this particular episode, Clobby is going to deliver about 50 messages, and right now he's on number 34. So we're getting to you one at a time. Please be patient.
I just did his number one. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, we got you, man. It just takes a while to get to him, buddy. Any good leader is smart enough to know, this is you, by the way, Pleasant Valley. You can gain more with carrots than sticks. Still, her time with Nog and Jake make her sympathetic and likable. O'Brien as a holy man, I laugh my arse off. He'd rather have some brews and play darts. Sure, with you. The true Sarah reveals himself. The villagers' thoughts create the dark. Yep, we saw the episode, buddy. And their Sarah savior brings them salvation. WTF? Hang on. Didn't hate it. The true Sarah saving the village and O'Brien is a great ending, says Pleasant Valley. And he's got one more here. Oh, there we go. Overall, better than I remembered. A decent episode, even though it is low. It has low rewatchability for me. C plus. Thank you, Pleasant Valley. Appreciate your review.
Thank you.
J.D. Lewis says, "Hola, friends. I'm not a nice guy. F." Yeah, look, hey, buddy. Cannot blame you at all.
I think that's the lowest JD's ever given. I might be wrong, but I think that may be the lowest that JD's ever given. JD's one of those people who loves Star Trek, and he hates to give it crap reviews unless it's absolutely atrocious. So that might be his lowest.
I don't know. Could be. That's pretty low. Well, I'm with you, buddy. Wendy Webb says, D, maybe the cloud is actually a fart cloud. Death by flatulence. Lots of cerebral flatulence on the writer's part.
Wendy.
Yes, indeedishness. Hungry to lessen my Kira crush. It's distracting. Boy, says B. The O'Brien Bashir buddy cop thing suited me better than the Lethal Weapon franchise. For me, it was richer and more nuanced. Hey, come on now. Don't be dissing my Lethal Weapon. I love it. But okay. Riggs and Murtaugh. No, come on, man. Riggs and Murtaugh. No. But I love those guys. But I hear you, Hungry. Though many won't know this, the Bronze Age Irish metaphysical mirth tradition is that of changing reality via spoken poetry stories. Okay. The Gaelic term for the man whom would do this was Alamath. Alamath? How do you say that? Alamath.
I don't know. I don't speak my own language. I only speak Greek and English.
Gotcha. Which is similar to Bard, but also holds meaning of magical mystery. He likes making me read things he knows I can't read. He knows how dumb I am, and I'm going to screw it up. Hungry Boy's got a mischievous streak to him. It often took more than 7 years of trying to become an alamth. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. So here's the irony of the ep I adore. Hang on. They make the Irish guy the crap storyteller. That, kids, is true subverted expectations as opposed to Jar Jar Garbaggio pizza. Well, I totally understand that where you're coming from. Then I can't change my rating, but I understand yours, my friend. Hungry Boy is the man.
I mean, all Irish like indigenous ethnic Irish people, I think they're all like professors, teachers, writers, musicians, singers, or really, really good cooks. I think that's all we are. Do we do anything else? I'm not sure. Anyways.
In tribute to Hungry Boy, I'm going to eat a purple jelly baby. There you go. All right. Don't say I never did anything for you. I'm just kidding. All right, I'm taking it out so I can read this. Diesel says F minus. Is it an F minus or F minus? F this episode. F this episode is pure doo-doo. There's not enough drugs and alcohol on Earth to make me enjoy this one. On the plus side, Wolfie and I have been quoting Ghostbusters in the chat. So there's that. I've not been able to see that chat, but I love Ghostbusters, so you can quote that forever, my friend, because I do love it. Michael Beacom says, C minus. I'm discovering that this show's strength is in character development. Yep. They even do the A and B story without ticking me off because both were done well enough.
Yep.
The Dalrock was an annoying echo of TNG, but allowed for great O'Brien and Bashir character moments, so I'll let it ride. Lucky for it that Kirk wasn't there. It had gone Val on its arse. Yes, sir. That I'm totally with you. Let me find your other one.
Oh,
Okay.
I forgot about poetry, Larry. But I do have to say, interestingly enough, my Irish family does not drink alcohol at all. And guess who's here? Boosh!
Who?
Boosh!
Hey, Boosh.
Boosh McFadden.
What's up?
Welcome.
Welcome, sir. Good to see you there. What about Vogon poetry? You know, it's the third worst in the entire universe. Beacom continues. Mr. Beacom continues. I cringe to imagine the preachy speech Picard would have given. Nog, Jake, and Varys were good, but a Ferengi's obsession with human females is kind of perv when you think about it. Well, so is a human one, really, if you think about it. But yeah, I hear you. It is kind of yucky, huh? Wolfie says, rating C. When the dwarves dug too deep, they awakened the Balrog. The effect of the cloud on the village reminds me of Twitter.
Wolfie.
Wow. The great Eric K. the Bronze Wrencher says, A+++, possibly the most ridiculous piece of writing I have seen since Mask. I think this was a plan of the writers to get out of the series, but it did not work. Clean up aisle DS9 poopy diaper. A++. Wow. Fun some outsider says D. It was mad the last time we had a cloud monster. It took an antimatter bomb that ripped away part of the planet's atmosphere to stop it. And the episode was called Obsession. Stop it. This cloud was pretty puny. It wanted a bedtime story. That is a good point there, Fanty. Odd that Bashir and O'Brien couldn't get along. IRL, it's not like the Brits are any nicer. Those in the I don't want to get into the political stuff.
Yep.
But thank you for that. Yeah, Scooby Jelly. Would you like a jelly baby? Yeah, I found them at a store. Everybody told me they were there. I hadn't had a jelly baby in so long. I went and got me a few, and they're not lasting long. Mr. Tickletrunk says D+. Every DS9 rewatch, I put on boots so I can scrape this episode off my heel. Friendship starts, but boring at times, slow. Dialogue, speaking the story of the destructive fart monster. Thank you so much.
Funny.
Now, number one, if you would like to...
go over to the starred column? Did we arrive?
Well, Larry did say, Claboni scrapes the filth of our beloved Star Trek. Okay, so now, if you would like to jump over there, we have Jill and we have our friend Enigmatic Drop Bearer.
Anti-derivative Jill, you beautiful nerd. My fellow nerd, my fellow INTJ. She's giving this a C. She says, Nog's Ferengi philosophy helps two Bajoran factions find peace. We see the genesis of O'Brien and Bashir's, but then we get a dangerous and unexplained phenomenon, which can be controlled by thought or shouting at it. All you have to be is very shouty. You must go. I have good vibes. I'm sending good vibe emojis.
It doesn't show up on the tricorders. Like, well,
no, please leave. Stay puffed, Dalrock. We feel good.
Why doesn't it show up on the tricorders? It was supposed to be just it's a scientific phenomenon. I hate that kind of crap. Anyway, go ahead.
Yep. Love you, Jill. Enigmatic Drop Bear, the erudite bear. He's got a 4-parter here, and he's giving this a C+. He says relationships were the theme underpinning the 2 story threads in this episode: the Paku, the Novat dispute, and the Bajoran medical emergency. Hey, where'd 2 go? Oh, here's 2. 2 of 4. The stories explored different types of relationships and did a good job of fleshing out the relationships between members of the ensemble, particularly O'Brien and Bashir. Both Varus and Hovath lost their mentors through different circumstances, but both were unprepared to shoulder their burdens of responsibility. Yes, responsibility is an inheritance, is a theme in this episode. You are correctamundo, sir.
Indeed.
And 4 of 4. I took some points off because although the Dal'Rok channeling device was part of an orb from the Celestial Temple, it flirted with the magic rock territory. Yeah, so if you touched it, it would be the magic sex rock. And if it turned green, it could be the rock of green wet dreams. Enigmatic Drop Bear, I love your reviews. Thank you so much for putting time in to make these glorious reviews. I love you. And Boss Man, I am going to go over to the live tab.
Okay, Steve Mitchum's here. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Steve. Hi, sweetheart.
Good to see you there, bro. And again, another thing that just bothers me, DD, was it's just the fact that they treat this. They're trying to treat this like this is a primitive race. When that doesn't know no primitive race. I mean, no spacefaring race would have acted like this, and it's just I hate everything about it.
Mm-hmm. And certainly not one working with the Federation. So
yeah, they know who the Federation is. They
Here's some diplomatic relations. Please send your harem or harem over so that we can have some good vibrations.
And then shouldn't Cisco chew them out for participating in that crap once he realized they participated in fooling those people?
Yes.
Who are idiots, apparently, and keeping that charade going. I'm not so sure the Federation wouldn't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
Dadman says,
"You are not of the body.
You're not of the body." Combined review. Mrs. Says a C, putting a kid in charge made no sense. Dadman says A, or A minus, I guess. Maybe a separator. I'm never tell. Although the cause of the cloud was odd, overall the episode worked for me. I'm used to teenage leaders. Padme, Star Wars.
Ew.
Thank you, so. What?
I love you, but ew.
Oh, teenage leaders, you mean? Oh.
Yeah.
Midnight's Oblivion says, I still say I give it a B-ish rating. It's silly, but I don't like any DS9. You'll say, well, if you don't like any of them, well, there you go. Not a DS9 fan. I did not know that. Well, okay.
Boss, Mazerus just walks through the door. Maze! And he says, I am of the body when I've had lentils.
Well, that's a fair cop. Good to see you, Mazerus. The great Max Redstone, master of all that is maximum lyrics, says, once upon a time, there was a space station by a wormhole. It was maintained by a man named Miles. Miles worked hard, but at the end of the day, he went home to his wife and a daughter. But Miles' wife would say, "Oh, Miles," you can do that.
Oh, Miles.
Ugh, that hurts. This and
why is it loud?
There's another one. No, it's just it's so
just ridiculous. For me, it's just grating. Like I hope it's not loud because I have my microphone turned all the way down, and StreamYard normalizes it to a really high volume. But yeah, she drives me up the wall. Like I love her. Like she's probably a beautiful woman in real life, but even when she kisses her kid and the kid hates her, like in real life, so the kid wipes her kisses off every time she kisses her on set. It's just her voice is just so great. I mean, I love her, but I'd rather listen to the nanny Fran than
Oh, Miles. Wow, you did it again. Okay, let's see. Somebody's not sure if you got this one next or something. Hang on a second, Mark. I'll look at that in a second. Let me continue. But Miles' wife says, "Don't say it again." Redacted this. Redacted that. So one day, when Miles' friend Julian said, "Hey, Chief, do you want to go on a mission with me to Bajor?" Well, Julian couldn't finish talking because Miles responded enthusiastically that he did, and off they went. They arrived, and a man named Farron said to Miles, "Let me show you our annoying beast." Okay, I don't know where you're going with this, dude. And then Miles said, Oh, he's doing it in the Storyteller thing. I get that. Yeah. Dude, Max Redstone, you were a genius, and you were a very disturbed one at that. But what would we do without Max? Some things, and yada yada yada. The O'Brien Bashir romance began, and Miles realized that he wasn't married to the most annoying being in the galaxy. The end. D minus minus. That was good payoff for that review, Max. Kudos, my friend. Midnight says B. I don't like any DS9. Okay, well, we had that one already, didn't we? Why'd you do it again?
Maybe it went up twice. I'm not sure.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Well, we got you there. You were on record, sir. Midnight does not like DS9, and that is your right as an American, or any other, as a sentient being. That is your right. I don't know where you're from. Catman DD Meyer says, Chloe, I give this episode a D. Didn't care for it. All right.
D minus. Didn't care for it.
Yes, indeed. Now, the final review of this episode. We need to make some time here, so let's get moving. The great Mark D with the C. Our chief engineer says, the Dalrock storyline was a very poor rebuff of Forbidden Planet. I did like the start of the friendship with Miles and Bashir. You'd never know the actors didn't get along at the time. The B storyline with Jake and Nog and Varys was weak, but also charming as a coming-of-age tale. Of course, Hovath wants to kill O'Brien. Hovath wants to kill O'Brien. Look at the ladies he's missing. Yeah, well, like that. Plus, he did listen. How did the chief pass up those ladies for Kiko? Well, look, I'm with you, but
those ladies didn't talk. I'm not advocating women not speak. It's just I have a very deep voice. Unless I'm meeting someone new, and it's very natural for a woman when she meets someone new to sort of raise her voice in pitch because you want to seem friendly and you don't want to seem aggressive, and it's just something that we do as women. Her voice is so bad. The Keiko voice, it's Keiko torture. It's like Keiko. It's like chewing. It's like swallowing glass. It's the worst voice ever. And those girls in the harem, the harem girls, they didn't talk. Yep. So you could have Miles, or you could have a harem. Take your pick.
I take a harem. I'm with you. Plus, how did the chief pass up those ladies for Keiko? The storyline of Hobart becoming the Sarah would have worked better if they weren't fighting the Galactus Cloud. Yes. And what do we have here from? Well, we got to get a move on here. We got more stuff. Well, this is not even a review. He had his review.
Well, read it.
The Bajorans are not a warp-capable society. They were conquered by the Kardashians. And the Federation are there to help rebuild after the Gul Dukat and Kim had done. That's why they were... No, I don't. They do have warp ships. I'm sorry. I think they have warp ships. But,
yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I know. I've seen Bajoran ships. I mean...
Yeah.
The Federation wouldn't consider anybody for... entry into the Federation without a certain level of technology.
Mm-hmm. And we also learn later on in the abomination that is Voyager that they were quick. They were very quick and early to technology. And we also learn that
before us, even in other episodes of DS9 we did.
Yeah, in other episodes of DS9, we learned that they were spacefaring before Cardassians.
Yeah. Mark sent over something. He said, not sure if you got this. Max Redstone said negotiation with the Tetrak. Cisco floats Miles, fights with Dalrock. Max Redstone, negotiation with the Tetrak. Cisco floats, Miles fights the Dalrock cloud. Post. O'Brien tries to pull. I can't make the head or tail of that one. Mark, I can't really. We're going to get along to the next one there. So. We had a limerick. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. I can't really tell what that is. So we're just going to get moving up. Yeah, we're ready to move to our next episode, everybody.
Okay, we ready?
Yes, and that is Progress.
Progress. Season 1, episode 15. This is prod code 415. If your numbers are off, it's your streaming service and your country, folks. It's because sometimes they bust up that pilot and sometimes they don't. So if your numbers are off, you're chasing the title Progress under prod code 415. We all watched this for the first time on May 10th, 1993. I am going to be reading extemporaneously from a vetted text that has original source material in it. And when you're reviewing Star Trek, I highly recommend that you do that. Don't go to IMDb for the trivia and all the other crap out there. It's just user-generated crap, and most of the time it's wrong. So anyway, I'm going to get to this Deep Space Nine, The Companion, written by Terry J. Erdman. He gets a bit of help from his wife, who is a prolific Star Trek writer, Paula M. Block. Again, extemporaneously reading from page 49, and I think it will spill over into page 50.
Look who's here.
Who?
JT Kirk.
JT Kirk is here? Hey, babe. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay,
hey,
let's do this.
Go for it.
Overhearing a conversation at Quark's bar, Jake and Nog discover that Quark has been stuck with a huge supply of Cardassian yamok sauce, which no one except for Cardassians can stomach. Sensing an opportunity, Nog suggests that he and Jake can turn Quark's problem into profit for themselves. Bewildered, Jake follows his friend's lead. In the meantime, station personnel are making preparations to assist the Bajorans in a massive energy transfer by tapping the molten core of its fifth moon, Gerardo. Kira and Dax make an orbital inspection of the moon from a runabout, hoping to confirm that all Gerardo's inhabitants have been evacuated. But the sensors, don't write me letters. But the sensors pick up signs of humanoid life forms, and Kira beams down to investigate. Materializing near a small cottage, Kira is confronted by a pair of Bajoran farmers brandishing threatening-looking farm implements. From inside the cottage comes a third Bajoran, who appears to be the spokesperson for the group. When Kira attempts to point out that they all have been evacuated by now, he puts her off by inviting her to supper, and Kira sees no choice but to send Dax on and accept the offer. On the station, Nog makes some initial queries and discovers that Lispian, a freighter captain who has dealings with the Cardassians, would be willing to purchase some yamok sauce. The captain, put this on record. I meant I don't.
Oh, I got you, Midnight. We understand now.
Okay.
You're covered. Thank you. Even if you didn't like it, you're welcome here. You know that, but yeah.
Yes, it's true. Cool. It's true. On the station, Nog makes some initial queries and discovers that a Lispian freighter captain who has dealings with the Cardassians would be willing to purchase some yamok sauce. The captain counters Nog's request for 5 bars of gold-pressed latinum with an offer of trade. 100 gross of self-stealing stem bolts. Nog reluctantly accepts, and then he and Jake tackle the problem of obtaining yamok sauce from Quark. As Kira helps prepare dinner with the farmer, Mullabach, she learns that he and his 2 friends, who were both rendered mute by the Cardassians, fled to the moon years ago to escape the Cardassian occupation of Bajor. Kira tries to explain to Mullabach that the 3 can now return to Bajor. What's more, if they remain on Gerardo, once the energy transfer begins, they will die. But Mullabach insists he'd rather die than leave his home. After a clever exchange with his uncle, Nog officially takes possession of the yamok sauce, then exchanges it for the self-sealing stem bolts. He and Jake are at a loss as to what to do with them until it occurs to Nog that they can sell them at a discount to the Bajoran who initially ordered them from the Lispian. Unfortunately, the Bajoran has no latinum either, and Nog and Jake are forced to accept 7 tessipates of land in exchange for the bolts. Kira explains the situation with Mullabach to Sisko and the Bajoran energy minister, hoping to find a compromise. But the minister is firm. The project must proceed on schedule. Kira returns to Gerardo with 2 security guards and attempts to reason with the farmers, but the situation deteriorates quickly, and Mullibok is injured by one of the guards. Kira calls for medical assistance, and Bashir arrives to tend to Mullibok's wounds. With his 2 friends forcibly evacuated, Mullibok is the only remaining obstacle to the energy transfer project. Bashir offers to remove the Bajoran, but Kira declines and sends Bashir away. At last, Sisko travels to the moon and appeals to Kira as both her commander and her friend. Her career is on the line. Mullibok's fate is already decided, but hers isn't. That said, Sisko leaves her to her duty. As Kira ponders her responsibility, Jake and Nog overhear another interesting conversation at Quark's bar. The Bajoran government wants to buy their land. Unfortunately, the government doesn't know that the owners are 2 young boys. They assume Quark is involved, and Quark makes it clear that he would like to be involved. Quickly, the 2 boys approach the Ferengi and offer to cut him in on a business opportunity that will cost him only 5 bars of gold-pressed latinum. The next day, Kira makes her decision and tells Mullibok that he must leave Gerardo. The Bajoran refuses, declaring that as long as his cottage stands, he'll remain. Kira sets fire to the cottage and tells Mullibok that it is time to get on with his life, but Mullibok says he'll die if he leaves. Kira assures him that he won't and reaches out to comfort him, but the old man shrugs off her hand. Saddened, Kira calls the runabout above to beam them up. And that is the summary offered up by Terry J. Erdman in the lovely book, the lovely, rare, and very expensive Deep Space Nine, The Companion by Terry J. Erdman. I read from page 49 and 50, keeping copyright compliant. And now I'm going to turn it over to the boss. Boss. Tell me, what did you think of Progress?
First of all, I want to issue an apology to Midnight's Oblivion. I really did. I'm going to put my screen closer to my stupid face now because I can't believe I am dyslexic. But wow, I mean, I wasn't even trying to pull your leg there. I just saw like an idiot. But because you did say B-ish, so that's where I was confused. I'm like, says a B, but doesn't like the show because I'm an idiot, and that's all I saw. I have horrible vision, and I'm a moron. By the way, I have 2-digit IQ, maybe like a 1.5 digits. I'm an idiot. So anyway, but thank you. I'm so sorry, dude. I mean, yeah, I've been known to razz a person and tease you and tease people, but I really wasn't even messing with you. I just saw it like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, I do, but that's like 5 streams in itself. But so sorry about that, my friend. And thank you for helping with that. Because if I have not seen Hungry Boy, telling him that it was just me misreading, I probably wouldn't have noticed until he put that big notice up there. So anyway. Just for that, I will eat a jelly baby in a minute.
Midnight's Oblivion says it's all right. We're all clear now. It's all good, Captain.
I feel like shite about it. I'm sorry.
I do believe Midnight's Oblivion would like a jelly belly, though.
Okay, it's a jelly baby.
Oh, jelly baby.
Yes.
Baby.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't eat candy. Baby. I don't eat candy.
Yes, you do.
No.
You don't eat candy.
I don't eat candy.
You do all the time. You told me you like my chocolate stuff. And anyway.
I like chocolate.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so anyway, here we go. I like this episode. Okay, I kind of like, but this is one of those that I like just for certain character moments. Again, 2 Jake and the Nog things in a row that really damages the episode for me personally. Mm-hmm. Brian Keith is a great actor. To see him come back and play this character, this drama is, I thought pretty well done, very well acted between the 2. You get to see learn a lot about Kira, so it's a good character building episode. For Kira, I thought, of course, it's really disturbing, very sad, but the 2 together were terrific, and that's obviously, for me, easily the strength of the episode.
Yep.
The Jake and Nog crap, I just didn't care. I mean, it's 2 weeks in a row I got to put up with that crap.
I remember back in 1993 thinking to myself, are they going to turn this into a kid's show?
I was wondering.
Like Gene had died. And we were all wondering what was going to happen. And we heard that there was some wrestling matches behind the scenes about what they were going to do with the show and what they weren't going to do with the show. And I don't mind a little bit of the Nog and Jake thing, But yeah, at this point, I started asking myself, is this going to be a kid's show?
Yep.
Because, the last episode has
me.
got a 15-year-old girl in charge of a Bajoran faction on a moon or whatever, and it's just, or on Bajor, I forget now because I don't even care. But I mean, I watched this episode, and this is, like when I'm rewatching, when I'm doing my rewatches, that this is one of those, or not this episode, but the previous episode. That's one that I fold my laundry to.
Well, I did, like I said, I do like the stuff with Kira and Brian Keith, Judge Hardcastle. But even that's like, it's not really super scintillating science fiction or anything like that. But that stuff's okay. So notes?
I have very scant notes this time out, boss. I just wrote Jadzia has odd taste in mates. We get introduced to this idea. And I love this because nerd girls are known for this. I don't know about geek girls. I'm not a geek. I don't know about comics or comic books or merchandise or games or any superheroes or any of that stuff. I'm talking purely nerd girls, academic nerd girls. We're often like this, where we actually don't care what men look like. We care more about their character and their kindness and if they're funny and if they're smart. And so we get introduced to Jadzia the nerd here, and I love it. And it's important because it's good to send messages that it's not necessarily bad or gross that Jadzia likes all different types of people. It's just unconventional. And there are plenty of nerd girls out there who don't really care what you look like. This episode is used to help develop the Kira Nerys character. And we've been doing this, because the series is still new. We're only on episode 15, and we've been learning about each person, each character, and their culture and their homeworld. This episode is used to help develop Kira Nerys as a character and teach the viewer more about Bajoran culture and people. This is another strong character episode. The people who don't want to be rescued, although alone or in grave danger, is a very, 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 very well-worn storyline in Star Trek and in science fiction.
Yeah.
However, I think it is expertly acted here, and I do enjoy this story. And I also love the fact that Sisko comes in basically at the end, and he shows himself to be such an excellent captain and an excellent human being. So from a writer's standpoint, not from a viewer's standpoint, I did enjoy this idea that Jadzia is a beautiful girl and woman. I prefer to be called a girl. I'm a half a century old. But she's a beautiful girl. And yet, she's very extremely intelligent, hyper nerdy, and does not care about how people look. So we've learned something about her, and it endears her to us. We love her. We care about her. We think she's fabulous because this is a character moment for her. And then we learn about Kira Nerys, and we learn that beyond this hard shell, she's like a crab, a bit like the Cancer in horoscopes. She's soft on the inside, and she's loyal and kind, and is worried about her conscience. And she has a very complicated culture, and a lot of people from her culture have PTSD. So I love that we're learning more about her, and the fact that she's a really great person. And then I love this idea that Sisko is not only a great captain, but he's a great human being. It seems that Sisko is able to step out of his role as a captain, although he's not a captain yet. He's a commander. Let's be clear on that. But he acts as an excellent captain, and then he can instantly pull off that cloak and take on the friend role without losing his dignity or his power or his leadership, by just exemplifying what it is to be a good human being. So overall, great character moments here. I could have done without the Nog Jake stuff, but love these moments learning about Jadzia, love learning about Kira Nerys, love learning about what a great person and what a great leader Sisko is. And so overall, a pretty good episode, although I did not like the Jake Nog thing right after having an episode where a 15-year-old kid is in charge. It just makes me think, okay, is this going to be a kid show?
Yeah, I'm starting to get worried. Like, are we getting back to Wesley stuff?
Yeah.
So,
oh no.
what is your?
And remember what DC Fontana said? Hey, the
Yep.
Wesley thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
The Wesley thing.
I mean, yeah, exactly. What is your rating of Progress?
I loved Progress, and I actually think that this episode deserves a B plus, maybe even an A minus. But I hate the Nog Jake thing. Just stop it. I don't want to watch any more kids. I don't mind a little bit of kids in a show. I don't mind that at all, but it's just too much. So I have to give this one a B minus, boss, because I just love this Kira Nerys storyline. I love this thing about Jadzia, and I love this thing about Cisco. The writers have done their work here in building up these great character moments, endearing these characters to us, and proving to us why we should love them and care about them.
Once again, it's so crazy. Lately, we've been the same exact marks. I gave it a B minus, and again, it only gets that high because of how good the whole Akira, Brian Keith, Judge Hardcastle stuff is. Because I could not care less about the Jake Nog thingy. So now, my friends, let's get a move on this one. Please give us your reviews, any your ratings, and of course any words you may have about the episode Progress. And while number one is getting those ready, I shall bring us some more Max Redstone entertainment.
Maximum Redstone.
The Maximum Man is here. Old Maximum Eyes is back. Here we go. Progress by Max Redstone. Here we go. The Bajorans have an energy plan to drain a moon until it's an empty can. Nog and Jake deal sauce, managing to avoid loss. And Major Kira deals with being the man. Wow. Nice. Thank you. I get you. I know it's just what he means by saying the man. The establishment. Not that I should have to explain it, but anyway. Are we there? Number one, you still there? Are you starring?
Yes, I just the clicking is so loud that I just put my microphone on mute. I'm already up at 16. I think we're going to probably have about 40 reviews for this one. So I'm going to go back on mute, and I'll see you on the other side, boss.
Okay. One other thing I should have said about the episode is, I don't know, some of that stuff with well, never mind. I'll get it later. Already lost it anyway. JD Lewis says B plus, a spectacular, B plus, a unspectacular but solid character driven episode made exceptional by the performances of Nana Visitor and Brian Keith. Thank you, JD. Concur. The great Max Redstone says A minus. The Nog and Jake B story was enjoyable, a decent. By the way, that's what I was going to say. Did he turn Jake into a Ferengi? I mean, does Jake care? What does Jake care about money now? I mean, he's just doing it to run along with Nog. I understand. Anyway, he's just being a kid, and he didn't really care. I mean, he's got all excited about making money. He didn't even understand anything about it. So that was kind of funny. I'll give you.
I think that they dropped the ball, because I think that if they would have turned that into a character moment for Nog, the adults would have appreciated it more. We know that Jake should have not a care in the world for anything other than edification, and he should not care for money. So if we would have had Nog sort of admitting to Jake in private that he didn't really care about money either, but that he wanted to prove himself to his Uncle Quark, and sort of hand the money over to him, or maybe not even hand the money over to him, just prove to him that he could do a deal like that he had the proverbial lobes to have that type of enterprise all on his own at such a tender age. I think we would have had something really good there, something great to sink our teeth into. But they don't do that, and so you're sort of left scratching your head, saying, "Okay, I'm done watching the kids now." They needed to elevate it to the other characterizations transpiring in this episode, and they failed to do that.
Max says, "Where was it? That was my bad for derailing it. I'm sorry. Let's see. The Nog Jake B story was enjoyable, a decent adventure as they investigate the Ferengi concept of the Great Material Continuum. This is good development of Kira's character and story. Let's see. Of course, it's not easy following her through this Kira has made her life as a fighter and the rebel versus the authority, and now she is the authority. Not a new concept, but it is well played out. True that, sir. Without needless emoting or frivolous details. I award this episode 3 bars of gold pressed latinum and a gift certificate from 30 Minutes Holo Sweet Time at Quarks. I love that. Well done. Thank you to the great Max Redstone. Lord Thoth, our security chief, says, C. Kira Jadzia. Lots of things going on here to weave an interesting story. Character development, not one I would turn on to watch again. Average.
Nice.
Thank you to the great LT. Thank you, brother. Gwagnar says C-. Shouldn't the farmers have been removed long before they started the project? I don't know. The Nog subplot was done much better in the season 7 episode Treachery, Faith, and the Great River. Okay, we will find out. For those who hadn't seen it anyway. Midnight's Oblivion says, A, this episode was back to form. Thank you, Midnight's Oblivion, who clearly does love Deep Space Nine. It's his favorite show. So yeah. Chris Persia says B-. Brian Keith, what more can I say? Well, yeah, he was always a great actor. Was it Family Affair? And then many other things, and of course, The Hard Castle. Shooter says B+. I hate compulsory acquisition. This case it is justified, but still a poop move.
Yeah.
Kira's empathy with Mullibok is touching, but ultimately she must do her job, even if it will hurt the old man.
Yeah.
But it is not all doom and gloom, as Nog and Jake take advantage of an opportunity and end up helping a bunch of people and make a tidy profit. Give me Jake and Nog over Wesley any day. Well, I'm with you there. I don't think everyone could get behind that for sure.
Yeah.
The great Eric K says, B. Brian Keith is a master.
Mm-hmm.
This was an attempt to make Kira more approachable and less of a biatcher. Mm-hmm. I do not understand why Cisco was all of a sudden so close to her. She just tried to go around him. Nah, I think they bonded. After that, they become. I always kind of like the relationship between Cisco and Kira. Myself, Pleasant Valley Pickers with 7, dude.
He has feelings.
Indigestible yummik sauce. How to get rid of something no one wants. Decent B plot. The A plot. Decent B plot. The A plot. Bajor begins to use a natural. Well, yeah, we know the story, man. As usually happens, there are winners and losers. Brian Keith, excellent actor. Best character was based on real life person Harry R. Truman, a guy that refused to evacuate from Mount St. Helens before the famous eruption and died in it. That might be pleasant. I don't know, man. Perhaps he is. You never know. That's a good observation. I was at a friend's cabin party that weekend in BC. We partied Saturday night, and the next morning we went outside to find a thick coating of white volcanic ash on everything. It was surreal. Wow.
Mount St. Helens.
Wow. Let me find your next one here, buddy. Okay. Wish I had the brains back then to fill a few jars with the stuff. Would be a bit of a history on my shelf, and I could have sold some on eBay for good money. Hang on. The relationship Kira builds with Mullibok as the episode progresses is very touching and is the heart of the episode. I would definitely go along with you on that one. Self-sealing stem bolts. Why didn't Nog and Jake ask the computer what they were used for? That's a good point.
That's a decent question.
Plot hole to drive the plot forward. Oh, well, they got land, as Lex Luthor said, my father said, land. And gold pressed latinum, so yes, sir. And Slow pace, but still engaging. No real action, but a great relationships episode. A solid B plus. A solid B plus, I should say. From Pleasant Valley. Thank you, Pleasant Valley. Appreciate it. And yes, that's an interesting point about the Mount St. Helens. Thank you. Michael Beacom says B minus. This ep is definitely is decaf coffee. Sorry, I'm definitely moving my screen closer to my dumb face. Some nice flavoring, but no real oomph. Sci-fi light again. Some great character moments, especially between Kira and Brian Keith.
Yep.
It is indicative of it is indicative in the companion. Say where writer Fields does not know and does not care what self-sealing symbols are. I know real sci-fi writers, and even if it was a throwaway reference, they would know what they are. And
you're darn right I would, because that's what science fiction and writing is. It's research and making sure that you're engaging in and with science. So here, Michael Beacom.
Yeah, it's true, Michael. That's right. It is confessed in the DS9 companion that they were trying to make Jake and Nog into Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. Wow. Yeah, let's not do that anymore, please. More good character development.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a good point, Michael. Wow, they had to cut that stuff out. I'm glad they kind of did. I mean, they were still used, but, it didn't destroy anything, I guess. Hungry Boy says K+ for Kira Magic. For me, this was like DS9's tribute to Grand Stagecraft, similar to B7. I felt like I was watching thespians, not TV people.
Mm-hmm.
To Nana, although distractingly sexy throughout, her acting chops were always forefront with subtle micro expressions galore.
Yeah, her. Unbelievably like I love her facial expressions. She's so expressive, and everything she is feeling, whether it's just a turn of her head, a furrowing of her brow, or she's terrific.
Do you remember her from the Spirit pilot with Sam J. Jones, by the way? Hungry Boy, you remember that one? You remember she was in that? Anyway, part of my family were displaced persons, so the symbol of the kiln and what it took for Kira to destroy it watered my eyes. Yep. The choice to close the app on her face, sad but determined to save this noble old man with no lighten the mood before credits, was gutsy. Yep. Yes. Very sad stuff.
True.
So if you would like to, let me get this last one here.
All right.
The Catman, aka D.D. Myers, says, Clobby, I think he means I love character moments. Thought the actors and actresses brought the characters to life, maybe, and they did a great job telling the story. Didn't care for the kids in it. I give it a solid B.
I agree, Dee.
That's fair enough. That's a fair call. Okay, so would you like to read our ED and Jill? And then
I will do that right now, boss. I'm over on the starred column. And so we're gonna start with Enigmatic Drop Bear, the erudite bear, one of my favorite bears ever. He's got a 3-parter here. He's gonna go ahead and give this episode a D+. He says, there is a very popular Australian movie called The Castle that depicts a governmental body attempting to evict a family from their home. It strongly leverages core Aussie values. Hi, Jinx and Seuss. However, the family ends up prevailing. That Mullabok did not prevail really messed with my Australian sensibilities, substantially biasing my grade for this one. And this is why we have to make sure that we don't reveal anything to Enigmatic Drop Bear. Remember, he's watching this for the first time, and so it's so beautiful to have these fresh eyes and these fresh impressions, especially from someone who is intelligent and able to express himself in such a great way. So, the fact that Mullabok doesn't prevail, yes, it's disturbing when you put it in socio-historical context or you're watching it with fresh eyes. I love this, Edie. And 3 at 3. I can't believe that Kira would advocate for an authority that kicks people out of their homes. Find another moon for your power plant. Who's running this regime? Bajorans or Vogons? I love him. I love Enigmatic Drop Bear.
Vogons indeed.
Yeah. Let's move on to one of my favorite nerds, Antiderivative Jill, fellow nerd. Let's do this. She's got a two-parter. She's going to go ahead and give this episode an A-. She says, this was a lovely and hilarious demonstration of trade economics and very definitive for Kira's character, in which her loyalties are once again challenged. 2 of 2. This is how you tell a story of displacement born from oppression and survival. It is far superior to Journey's End from TNG. Oh, yes, baby, yes. Preach! Excellent reviews. I'm leaving the start tab. I'm going to go back to the live tab. Boss, if you want to head on over.
All righty. Phantom Citra says, B. For Brian, Keith, Judge Hardcastle, and Uncle Bill, at one point they say if he says he'll be committing suicide, unfortunately, if he stays, I think he means he'll be committing suicide. Unfortunately, he did just that a few years later, 2 months after his daughter also did that. What? Hang on, let me find your other one, dude. I don't see the other one. I don't see. You had a number. He has a second one. I don't see it. Just left it in a cliffhanger. Is there another one for Phantom?
Should be up there, boss. Anything that he
starred,
put.
I don't think. Let's see.
I can go and see.
I don't see it starred.
I will go and check.
Phantom. I don't see it, buddy.
I'm going to go back and recheck, boss.
Hello, Das Wolfen. Welcome.
Das Wolfen.
Yes. It is good to see you, Duffel. Welcome.
Okay, so I think this might be it, but it doesn't indicate that it is. But this might be it. Want to check this one for me, sweetheart?
Let's see.
Is this what... It's not...
Okay.
Numbered, but I think that might be it, boss.
We'll go with it. The Jake Nog thing was Jake trying to help Nog as Nog. Wanted to help his dad, as Quark always rode him, and rode Rom, and Nog didn't like his dad being treated like that, and Jake was helping his friend. Sure. That makes sense. Thank you, Phantom. Well, if that was your number 2, okay, that's cool.
That's the only other one there is, boss.
Hey, look who's here. I didn't even realize you were here, Neuratonax Amanda Bear.
Hey, Neurot. Welcome. Nice to see you.
I did not even see you here. Okay, good to see you. Neuratonax Amanda Bear says, B-. This was an okay episode. I liked the ending. I would have expected them to leave the old guy there and or some kind of compromise. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Dadman says, Mrs. Dadman Walking gives it a B. Really like Brian Keith in the role, and the character development that was shown was very good. Did maybe he wrote something about something happened to Brian Keith in real life or something?
I don't know. I don't like reading that kind of stuff on air unless I have it confirmed. So,
or was it there though, and it didn't show up on the?
I think that the first one that he put up that got vaporized, but when he used the word
the S word for
the S word the second time, it did show up.
Midnight's Oblivion says, this is the first time I'm a member of a channel. Oh, well, thank you for being a member.
I thought you'd like that. Isn't that a nice comment?
That's very nice of you. Thank you so much. Minimus Claude says, I wonder if Jake's grandpa gave away all the food at his restaurant. Money doesn't exist, right? Yeah. And there's a restaurant in New Orleans, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, at this point, Cisco's father doesn't exist because he even said in an episode in the first season that he wasn't. It was already anyway. Mr. Tickle Trump says, C+. People not wanting to move though in danger illegal, overplayed even back then. The great acting at times, but too illogical to sympathize. Then Jake plus Nog were so-so, both far from interesting later on. Fair enough. Dadman also says, oh, RAQUEL, I have 2 reviews, one for me, one for Mrs., but both under my name. There we go.
We got them both.
Dadman review, B-. Enjoyed, I thought I had that one. Maybe it's a different one. Seeing Brian Keith acting again, and I enjoyed the episode, even though I'm not wild about too many character development episodes. Yeah, like what I'm seeing so far. Thank you so much, Dadman. Wolfie says, rating B. Great character development here. Question about heating Bajor and Holmes this winter. Is Bajor only habitable on one hemisphere? Semi-synchronous orbit with its star? I don't know, Wolfie. It's a good question.
You nerd. I love you nerd.
A good question, sir. Raymond Feliciano says B. This was a great Kira episode. Her acting with a legend like Brian Keith was magnificent. This was an example of a no-win scenario. Yes, sir. It was gut-wrenching there. And yes, Hungry Boy, so you did watch that. He said, dude, I watched The Spirit 2 nights ago for the third time. Oh, well, there you go. That's the old pilot that was from the early 80s with Sam J. Jones, the old Spirit pilot that had happened to have Nana Visitor in it. Oh, and by the way, for the episode, really good one. I thought I already reviewed that one. Maybe you didn't. So our chief engineer, Mark D. with the C, says B-. This episode works because of the great character moments of the story. Nog as a capitalist was fun, but a little unrealistic. The Jake and Nog stuff can be fun, but only in limited quantities. I'm with you there for sure.
And the thing that makes me sad, Mark, is that if we would have had DC Fontana and we would have had Gene L. Kuhn and we would have had Gene Roddenberry still writing here, the holy trinity of Star Trek authors and vetters and editors, we would have had this explanation for how currency worked in the society, and it would have been done intelligently, and those loose ends would have been tied up, and unfortunately, they weren't there to make that happen for us, and it's going to be something that we'll long for forever. I fear.
I think the writers are trying to gain their footing. This was also a great example of how to show a political issue without preaching to the viewer. Very good point.
Yep.
Mullibach and Kira are fantastic, yet depressing portrayal of what can happen to people after a war or an overreaching government. Great moment between Sisko and Kira.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
That moves the relationship forward. Sisko, but you have to realize something major. You're on the other side now. Pretty uncomfortable, isn't it, Kira? It's awful. Yeah, that was a really good scene. P.S. I would buy Flex Seal from Nog any day. Yaggle. Das Wolfen says.
Das Wolfen.
Okay, I remember this episode. It is the one where Kira was trying to get the old man to leave his house while Nog and Jake horse trade for some leftovers of quarks up to some land on Bajor. B-. Thank you very much.
Succinct and highly accurate. Well wrought, Das Wolfen.
Well, we need to make some time, folks. So we got to jump to the next one.
Let's go fast.
And your next episode is
If Wishes Were Horses. Season 1, episode 16, prod code 416. If your numbers are off, it's your streaming service. We all watched this for the very first time on May 17th, 1993. Now, let's stay copyright compliant, shall we? I'm going to be reading extemporaneously because I like that organic feeling from the book Deep Space Nine, The Companion, written by Terry J. Erdman and Paula M. Block. Please turn that hymnal to page 52. Let's do it! Taking advantage of a quiet day, Chief O'Brien reads the story Rumpelstiltskin to his daughter, Molly. Jake Sisko heads to a holosuite to play baseball, and Dr. Bashir indulges in a romantic dream about Jadzia Dax. In Ops, Commander Sisko, Major Kira, and Dax note unusually high thoron emissions registering from a plasma field outside the station. As they wonder if the emissions will create any problems, unusual things begin to happen. Rumpelstiltskin appears in Molly's bedroom. Long-dead baseball player Buck Bokai follows Jake out of the holosuite, and Bashir is awakened in his quarters by an unusually affectionate Dax. The senior officers gather in Ops, where they discover that a flirtatious Dax is one of the mysterious manifestations, all of which seems to have been conjured up by the imaginations of station personnel. While Odo attempts to deal with additional outbreaks of fantasy on the promenade, the real Dax works against time to seal a rupture that she has discovered in the plasma field, one that she believes could destroy them all. On the verge of annihilation, Cisco solves the mystery, realizing that the threat to the station was first surmised by Dax. Cisco suggests that the rift in the plasma field, like the appearance of the visitors, has been the product of their imaginations. Sure enough, as soon as they cease believing they are in danger, the rift disappears, along with Rumpelstiltskin, Bokai, and the amorous Dax duplicate. The manifestation of Bokai returns later to explain his presence to Cisco. He and his companions have recently traveled through the wormhole as part of an extended mission exploring the galaxy. Apparently unfamiliar with humanoids and struck by the uniqueness of their vivid imaginations, the aliens had been attempting to figure out the rules of their behavior by observing and interacting with the station's inhabitants. Although he declines to provide an explanation of his own species, Buck departs with the suggestion that he might return to do so in the future. And that is all I'm going to read from Deep Space Nine, The Companion, written by Terry J. Erdman and Paula M. Block. Let's stay copyright compliant by mentioning I was reading excerpts from page 53, or 52 and 53. Now I'm going to turn it over to the boss, going as quickly as possible. Boss, what did you think of the episode? Boss? Boss, is my microphone
Damn it.
off?
God,
Boss,
that was
boss,
muted.
boss.
Sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay, I'm back now. You can't hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. God damn it, I hate when I do that.
It's okay.
Laugh if you will, laugh at me if you will, but I actually like this episode.
Me too.
I found this episode to have that kind of fun spirit of sort of a shore leave type thing, and like shore leave have a fairly intelligent resolution at the end. In other words, they were aliens using the imaginations of the crew. And it was fun throughout the episode. It made you want, okay, these ridiculous things are happening. That felt very old Star Trek when the ridiculous things would start to manifest. Hello there, Monkey Jeebus.
Monkey Jeebus.
Good to see you. And then, you have a pretty interesting reason for it. We're explorers. We do what you do. We're just explorers. They just do it in a different way, a very alien way. Mm-hmm. And I liked it.
Yep,
I thought this episode was thoroughly entertaining. And I was surprised. And of course, I really related most to Julian because I'm sorry, that's how I would have wanted Dax to show up in my room. I mean,
Dax or Christina Hendricks? Did Christina Hendricks show up with cookies?
Terry Farrell would do quite nicely. Yes, I mean, I love Christina Hendricks, yeah, but I love Terry Farrell. Are you kidding me? For example, Hunger Boy loves Kira. I like her and everything, but Dax is more my out of the two. Now, I'm just saying, I'm more of a Terry Farrell guy than a Nana, but I love Nana. So.
Yep.
So yeah,
Terry Farrell is absolutely smoldering hot, smoking hot.
Yes, she is, and a sweetheart. So yes, I really like it, and it's a lot of fun. So let's go. We'll expedite right to your notes.
Okay, very quickly, as possible. Colm Meaney reportedly wasn't happy about the episode in TNG called Up the Long Ladder due to its obvious racism against Irish people. Now, with a bigger role and more influence, he changed the crude characterization of ethnic or indigenous Irish in this episode. If you go to page 54 of the DS9 Companion, there is a lovely quote there where he speaks about it. And he says, the American idea of Ireland is that it's rural and full of thatched cottages, Colm said. And the reality of Ireland is that I grew up in was that scene in The Commitments, a gritty urban rock and roll comedy in which Mimi coincidentally co-starred. It's not Darby O'Gill and the little people. And from my personal point of view, enough of that stuff goes on. We won't have to reinforce it. Using caricature or cliches of any nation is not something Star Trek is or should be into. So therefore, the character of obviously it was going to be a leprechaun, was replaced by the fairy tale character Rumpelstiltskin, which obviously is German, I believe. And so there you have it. Cole Meany, was upset about up the long ladder, just like me, and breeding stock. They called us breeding stock. The Irish were just good for breeding stock. So that's in my notes. I love that we see this characterization again by the authors. O'Brien, his manifestation is books. Sisko's manifestation is baseball, and Bashir's is sex. Manifested desires and thoughts are used a lot in Star Trek. So this sort of push the bad thoughts, think only good things, don't manifest thoughts or nightmares. This is a very, very common thing in Star Trek. However, it's still good.
Ladies, good night, buddy.
Oh, you're leaving?
Yes, he's running.
Oh, good night, honey. I love you.
DJ Ronnie G. I've never seen you here before, but welcome.
Hello. And then I have a quote here: ladies, gentlemen, and all androgynous creatures. This was 1993, so before the filth. So the way before the filth, there was lots of this: ladies, gentlemen, and all androgynous creatures. 1993, mofos. And we have a quote from Jadzia. I was a young man once. Remember, 1993. So before the filth. It was handled. It was there. Stop pretending like you reinvented something and you didn't. This is not a unique story, but a fun science fiction concept nonetheless. And that's all I have in my notes, boss.
It felt like old Trek, though. It had some silly moments that led to an interesting off-the-wall type of a conclusion, rather than leading to something violent or some kind of big battle. We just find out that these beings are explorers in their own way. They weren't trying to hurt us. They're trying to hurt anybody. So you had all these lighthearted moments. It was very Star Trek. That's a very Star Trek thing to do.
It is.
It had that feel of it. I love Shore Leave. It's one of my favorite episodes. Is this one of the greatest episodes? No, but I thought it was very well done. They did a nice job with it and pretty entertaining. You could prove it. Remember we talked about this. I talked about this a lot when we were reviewing original series. Even they've earned the right once in a while to do a Trouble with Tribbles or an I Mud or a piece of the action because they have so many great science fiction stories. This is such a good show, even though they've had some clunkers we've been talking about recently. With its characters and stuff, you can do a lighthearted one, and still did help you do some character study with the humor and with the light. It had it all. It had a lot of the things that are big qualities of Star Trek. It had light humor, some silliness. It had some combined with some characterization and with a very interesting science fiction concept and conclusion. So I enjoyed it thoroughly. And what is your rating for If Wishes Were Horses?
It's a B for me. I think this is a solid episode. I think that if I weren't thinking about Shore Leave, if I weren't thinking about all those fabulous TOS moments and some lesser fabulous moments in TNG, where the conjuring of dreams or ill thoughts or positive thoughts weren't the driving force behind the entity that they're encountering, I would have given it a much higher mark. But it does remind me of TOS, and it does indeed remind me of Shore Leave, and I thoroughly enjoy it. It's just not the most original idea. So I got to give it a B, boss. It's not a B plus. It's not a B minus. It's a solid B because this is a great concept, although a little well worn, and of course, great fun.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's never anything to apologize for. Masters Maniac Mexico, welcome. Cavatino Cavatamanche, welcome. Good to see you. I give it a B plus. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was intelligent and fun, and and apparently we're scaring Pleasant Valley. Sorry. Well, What do you mean? What do you mean replaced with 5 people? We always were. What are you talking about? What do you mean replaced? So, all right. Now I'm giving the word, everyone, to give your any your ratings and any words you may have for the episode. If wishes, well, horses. And while number 1 is collecting those from you, I shall bring in some Max Rudstone entertainment.
I beg your pardon, boss. Before you leave,
yes.
First of all, I'd like to tell everyone in the chat, you heard the boss, the word's been given. Go ahead and give those reviews. But everyone, before you do, please say good night to a wonderful family that we love. We just love this family so much. Dadman Walking, he says, love being here as always, but we are going into lurk mode. Thank you for all your hard work here. Sorry that I can't get the teenage leaders, but you guys are the experts. Love you all. Good night. What a beautiful person. What a beautiful family. Good night, Dadman Clan. You guys are the best.
Thank you. Thank you, Dadman. Appreciate you. Great to see you, and hope you and the missus and everyone has a wonderful rest of your weekend. Let's see here. Where were we? Okay, so yeah, let me get Max Redstone Entertainment, folks. There we go. All right. If Wishes Were Horses by Max Redstone. Oh, the things that we mentally contrive, yet when some of our dreams come alive. When you get all that you wish served up on a dish, beware, someone might wish you not to survive. Welcome. By the way, Max, you did a limerick for an episode called The Forsaken. That's not our 4th episode. Is it?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Oops.
What?
I went by that's fine. We can do it. I don't have a card made for it because I thought it was Dramatis Personae. According to the order that I consulted. Remember, I sent you that. Remember, I sent you the.
What the heck? Let me go look at the book. I'm going by the stupid book.
No. That's
Hold
fine.
on.
Remember,
poo, poopy poo, poo.
We're going to have to establish an order and tell everybody to see that when I made the whatchamacallit there.
Yeah, but
that's fine. I mean, I've seen the episode a bunch, so it's fine. We can wing it. If that's the episode everyone did, that's fine.
It's because it's prod code 417 and we're following the book. Hold on.
But remember, I sent you this picture.
I know. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Lashes with a wet noodle.
No. Everyone didn't look at this picture. They just went by. We're gonna have to get together all on our episode guides, folks.
We are. Damn it. Stupid streaming.
It's totally fine. We can do it.
Oh, and now I'm behind.
What's next on Paramount? I know, Shooter. Don't worry about it. Look, just go for it. Don't worry about that. We'll review that one.
Yeah. It's the streaming. It's the streaming services and prod code versus broadcast order. And there's lots of stuff happening, folks. I do not have a physical copy of Deep Space Nine Companion that Clobby bought me. I don't have it yet. I've been reading off of a PDF. Otherwise, I would keep us all straight. So I accept responsibility for this. I'm sorry,
it was
everyone.
not you. It was me. It's my fault. I should have checked. No. It was me. Let's just get this one first, and we'll just wing it on the Forsaken. I've seen it not too long ago.
Darn it!
We'll survive. We got to get. We'll look. But when I put out this the picture every now and then. Hey, Shinotsky.
Hey. Shinotsky.
When I put out the picture, everybody take a look at whatever I put the poster out.
Yes, we shall.
Thank you for the birthday wishes there. Birthday wishes, Shinotsky. Thank you. So I appreciate you. So we'll go. Let's go ahead and hurry up and get this reviewed. We got to get this.
Let's do it.
All right, where we at? Okay. All right. By the way, thank you, JT Kirk, for the $5 super chat. He says, legend has it that if we all type our captain's real name, he will be so cross he'll clobber his foot on the ground and split it in half. Clobbered Stolskin. Okay. Thank you, JT.
And
Thank you for
our
that, buddy.
friend with the coolest name ever, Das Wolfen, says, I wanted to stay up and watch because I love DS9. It is the best Star Trek series, in my opinion, but I am drifting off to Lullaby Land. Good night, everyone, and thanks for
Good night.
welcoming me to the chat. Das Wolfen.
Thank you, Das
We
Wolfen.
are definitely going to read your comment and put it up on the marquee anyways. You go off to Dreamland, and I'm so happy you had a great time here, and I hope we see you again. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Thank you so much, Das Wolfen. Appreciate you. Let's see here. All right. And Das Wolfen said, I give it a solid C+. Thank you so much for that. Midnight's Oblivion says, a B+. The plus comes from the abject silliness. Yes, there was some silliness there for sure. Gwagnar says, a B, grade B-. At least it isn't a holodeck malfunction episode. Yes, I like that much better. That's a very good point. Very good point, Wagner. Thank you. Catman says, Clobby, that this was Clobby, that this was a pretty good episode. Keep me on my toes. I give this one a solid B. Thought the actors and actresses did a really good job telling the story. Thank you so much, Catman. Let's see. B, this is Shore Leave again, and I love it. It was a charming exploration of fantasies come to life. Thank you, Raymond. Shooter says, B+. EMU shock troops have infiltrated the station. Run for your lives. A fun episode. If emu. Sorry, yeah, they are emus. I guess they named them some alien thing. It was basically emus, right? A fun episode. If a little cliche. I like how we have an alien encounter, but the crew are unaware they're being observed. Yes. The danger of seeing symptoms and jumping to conclusions is a real problem during a diagnosis, regardless of trade or profession, and seeing it portrayed this way was interesting. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Well said. Let's see here. Hungry Boy says, B, from memory, I saw it and thought, oh, the wish manifestation machine from Lost in Space strikes again. Cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But the Rumpelstiltskin actor was a fab actor in the X-Files shades of Michael Dunn. Rest in peace. Yeah, the great Michael Dunn was amazing.
I think the companion is quoted as saying, I don't pre-read because I like it to be organic, but I'm pretty sure that the companion we're reading from verifies that particular actor is a Trekkie. So he wanted to be on DS9. He was pretty excited about it.
Huh.
Just so you guys know.
Well, there you go.
I believe that's backed up in the companion, but I don't pre-read because I like to keep this show organic. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Please continue, boss.
Let's see here. Pleasant Valley Picker says, a ripoff of Shore Leave, perhaps. Yeah. No. See, I mean, just because there's some similar elements to it, it's not about an amusement park on another planet. They're not on Shore Leave. No, I can't go along with that. I can say there are elements taken from a lot of different treks, for sure.
Science fiction in general, right. It uses this concept of the dreams or fears manifested. Even horror movies use the trope of fears or desires manifested. Certainly, we even have that in genie stories and dream stories, 1001 Nights. So this has been with human beings since time immemorial. Back when we relied on orality to tell stories. So I diminished my grade due to that, just because it's not a unique story idea, but certainly it's not just a Shore Leave. This goes all the way back to before we were even writing, before we even had an alphabet. We've been doing this. Manifested dreams. Be careful what you dream. Be careful what you fear. Be careful what you desire, for when it comes forth, it can be quite dangerous. So this has been with us forever, not just Shore Leave.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much like Shore Leave. It could certainly, if you want to say it has some similarities, fair enough. but I don't think it's exactly like it personally. But there you go. Be careful what you wish for, or you may get it. I mean, there's that, but it didn't. They only got one thing. Remember, they didn't get like all kind of crazy stuff on a plane. But anyway, I wish the writers had written a watchable episode. Well, there you go. So didn't like that one, did you? All right, number 2. You must have liked it a lot if you got seven things. You like writing this. This is a mess. Plotting, boring, pointless is the appearance of all these figments of imagination appearing ever explained. Yes, it is explained at the end of the episode that is coming from their imaginations, and it's all things they were recently thinking of, and there was these aliens taking the form of those things to explore, to learn about them. Cisco's love of baseball is the best thing in this episode. I was a big Seattle Mariners fan back in the late 90s, early 2000s. They had a great team and set the record for most wins one season. So I totally get Cisco's love of the game. Nice. The baseball player was Asian, as baseball is huge in Japan. That is true. Hang on. One of the Mariners' greatest players, Ichiro Suzuki. I remember him, played in the Japanese leagues in the 90s and was a major star, and then came to the Mariners in the 2000s and was a star player there. I am aware of that. This episode is so pointless that it's so pointless it's got you talking about baseball. So there you go. That even during the climactic scene with the wormhole, it's still tedious. Other than Cisco's baseball plot, it's garbage. Wow. Okay. Makes a certain hopscotch episode look most watchable. Wow, dude! Man, what? I was after you went there. I'm like, dude, what are you smoking? So I'll give it a F-. May it burn in hell. Am I getting across how much I hate this? No. Please write 17 more things about baseball to tell me what you think of this episode. And comments, and we will read them all. No, just kidding. You've had your limit. More ways than one, I bet. Michael Beacom says, A-. Hello, guilty pleasure episode. I liked it. Yes, if holes in the plot were holes in the hull, the station would be in vacuum. Wow. Yes, take shore leave. Again, I think it's some basic similarities, but a lot of things, though. Cat's paw, naked time, drop in a blender. Yes, I mean, that's a fair cop. And you get this. Kitten Jadzia alone was enough to make it worthwhile. I'm with you there. Odo's attempts to maintain order were great, as was his own fantasy of jailed Quark. That was hilarious. I love that scene. Again, with the Earth Girl Ferengi thing, yeah.
Maybe it's a fetish. I just wanted to interject very quickly here, because we're trying to catch up with time. But Anonymous, our good friend Anonymous, thank you so much for being here. He says, everyone, it's been a long day, and my eyeballs went to bed before I did. Good night, everyone. Anonymous, thank you for being here, my friend. I hope you had a good time, and sleep well, and have a lovely weekend. Bye, my friend.
Yes, have a good one. Thank you so much. Cisco shows he is in charge, even amidst high weirdness. A nice hour of escapism with just enough sci-fi to justify it. And I would watch watch the episode again anytime. I'm with you, Michael Beacom. I found it to be entertaining myself. The great Eric K says C+. Was Rumpelstiltskin really going to make a deal for the child to make the rift go away? What would they have done in last? No, I don't think so. In Last Resort, they took up the offer. If have done Last Resort, as they took up the offer. Guess Julian got some finally very cringy. No, I don't think he got some.
He wishes.
He could have, but he felt guilty about it. His conscience wouldn't let him.
His character is so goofy. Even if he crawled 50 miles in a desert to drink it, I wouldn't allow him to drink a teaspoon of Jadzia's bathwater. He's so goofy up to this point. Absolutely goofy. They do such a terrible job of writing him. I don't think they know what to do with him at this point.
Scotty says, C+, fun little episode, some great character interactions, interesting history of the decline of baseball with Buck Pakai. Great to see 2 Daxes on the screen. Lucky Bashir. Yes, sir. Indeed, Scotty. Thank you. Max Redstone says, B+, fairy tale episodes can easily go off the rails, and this does, but the twists don't derail the whole train. I particularly enjoyed the little details, like Miles saying Rumpelstiltskin. Yes. And the catty friction twixt the 2 Daxes. As a baseball fan, I learned that professional baseball, as we know it, will end in 2042. DS9 proves it was ahead of its time. I think it's kind of, most professional sports are almost kind of dead to me right now, but I hear you. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, MLB's current management seems to be committed to making that this particular plot line a reality. Boy, howdy, that's NFL's right behind it. Yeah, I hear you, bud. Phantom Outsider says B, but this episode throws Bashir's story about being enhanced into doubt. Well, that's because it was, we can't spoil anything, dude. I shouldn't have read that. Everyone ignore that. Spoiler, we have some people who hadn't seen the whole show yet. Tell me, Kirk, so that's he's making that up. There was some big, anyway, tell me, I don't know what to do now. Tell me Kirk wouldn't have kept the alien copy of Dax. All it would have taken is a would you like to stay? Damn it.
Fanty.
Also, they could pay Terry Farrell 2 times. Also, does anyone think anyone is going to get DiMaggio anytime soon? That record is supposed to fall in 4 years. Doubtful. No, not till Buck Mackay does it. All right, let's see here. Midnight's Oblivion says poo. And then poo. I thought he doesn't dislike any episode. I thought you don't dislike any episode.
I don't know, but I think that his reviews are cute and they're fun, and okay. I enjoy anyone who just rando style says poo.
Fair enough. Fair cop. Wolfie says, rating B+. This was a fun episode. According to the Star Trek Encyclopedia 2nd edition, Buck Mackay's name is loosely taken from Buckaroo Banzai. Oh my God, I like it. And
look at this in-text citation from vetted material. Wolfie, wow, I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
I like it even more now.
Yes.
Also, Buck's baseball card seen earlier was actually a photo of the late Greg Jean, model maker on Trek. Oh, wow. Nice. Mr.
Wolfie, says, you good guy, you.
Mr. Tickle Trunk says, B, Raquel hit every beat I would have touched on. It was interesting and different enough to use trickster aliens in a way I hadn't seen before. The imagined anomaly was an abrupt cherry on top.
Yep, I agree, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Sending my love to you, honey.
Masters Maniac Mexico says, I can't read the German. I'm sorry. I don't. Rumpelstiltskin nice. A minus episode. I'm sorry, I can't. Other than the Rumpelstiltskin and the way, I'm sorry, I can't read that. I don't read German. I'm sorry, but thank you. I apologize. I should, but I would mess that up. I promise. A minus because I always love classic creatures showing up, but a minus because it was kind of predictable. Okay.
Scotty is leaving the chat, but he's not leaving the room. So he's not being rude if he doesn't respond anymore, folks. Scotty says, all right, everyone, engaging the cloaking device and switching to lurk. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the future. So Scotty will shut you out later and say goodnight to you. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much for being here, and lurk.
Midnight.
Commence lurking.
Said I know. I think I remember now that you said B+ earlier, and that comes from the silly The plus comes from the silliness. I got you. Yeah. But then, I'm doing all those other things, and when I see Raquel put those posts in there, it made me forget that you'd already done that. So I'm
just some rando poo.
Derails me. She derailed me, buddy. So.
Well, when there's rando poo and it's a rating, you're gonna get rando poo.
Well, if you would like to read Jill and
look at this. 2 of my favorite people from the internet. Look at these cutie patooties here. A couple of awesome nerds. Let's go with nerd number 1 first. Hello, gorgeous. Anti-derivative Jill. She's got a 2-parter. She's going to go ahead and give this a C. She says, Cisco gets his baseball. I'm with Kira when she said, what does this mean to the technobabble? Though I understand it's wacky because it's imagined. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay. Two of two. My only question: could the manifestations of the crew's imaginations manifest reality from their imagined imaginations? Like, would it hold? I don't know. It's a good question. It's a good question that would take considerable unpacking. Nice review, Jill. And on to my other favorite nerd. Hello, you cutie patootie nerd. I love you. He's got a two-parter, enigmatic drop bear. The erudite bear is going to drop the mic right here. He's got a B for this episode. He says, great fun, but a subspace disruption that's expanding and threatening to destroy everything? One of Star Trek's go-to sources of jeopardy when the writers can't come up with something else or don't want to do their homework or research in science, right, enigmatic drop bear? And two of two, those Gunji, is it Gunju? I think it's Gunju jackdaws. I forget. Anyway, look suspiciously like emus to me. Perhaps they left Earth with the mice and the dolphins before the Vogons arrived.
Yes, the Vogons.
I love you, Edie. Thank you, sweetheart. Great reviews as per usual.
I like it. 2 Vogon mentions. Yeah. So there we go. Oops, we got a couple more. Here, let's see. Did we get? I wasn't starting because I was trying to get something ready for the next episode. I'm sorry. Let's see here. See if I missed anybody. Hang on.
Did you get JD Lewis, boss?
I got him. Let's see. Oh man, hang on. Where? Okay, let me see. Had to back up a second, folks, so I can make sure. Hey, Joe's Atmosphere. It's good to see you. Welcome.
Hey,
welcome.
Joe's here.
50. Okay, let's see. Make sure I didn't miss. I hope I didn't miss anybody because I don't. Okay.
I don't think you did.
All right, let's make sure.
Just JD.
Okay, I'm just backtracking for a second,
no,
everyone.
Here comes the caboose. He rebooted his computer. His computer crashed, so he had to reboot. Here comes the caboose. He's got a 4-parter. I'll get it up. And Pat S. He's calling it a night. Everyone, please say good night to Pat S. Oh, and Joe is working and lurking. Continue working and lurking. It's great to have you, Joe.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Keep working, Joe. Working and lurking, man. Appreciate you.
GT Kirk says, I posted mine twice, but I don't think you guys can see
vaporized?
it. Did you get vaporized,
I didn't see it,
GT
man.
Kirk? I'm going to go look. Did you use any? Oh, well, it could be any stupid word. Sometimes it's even the S word that gets you, because if you use the S word or words like it, like they're.
I guess so he would. Weird. I mean,
they're so weird with what they zap. You know what I mean? With what the algorithm vaporizes. I don't see JT Kirk at all on this one.
Oh, see,
weird.
I'm sorry about that, but if you want to put it back up there somehow,
Chris is gone, but Eric's here, and D. Bud Martin's here, and Jill's here. Folks, we cannot see JT Kirk, and he's put it up twice, everyone. And it's not here. Like I'm telling you guys, it's not here on our side of StreamYard at all. The boss didn't miss it, folks. It's not here. Look at this. It's not here.
Crazy. I don't know. That happens sometimes, folks. The thing eats it. I mean, wow.
I have him saying goodnight to Chris Persia, and I have him talking to Mark D with a C.
Huh.
Oh, did you read this?
What? Did I read what?
Go to the start column, please.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I was fixing something.
It's okay. But this is all the way back when DJ Ronnie was here. Yeah,
yes,
there's nothing else here for JT Kirk.
Yeah, I did.
Freaky deaky.
I did read the super chat. Thank you, JT. But yeah, I don't have a.
That's how far back I went, and I have nothing for him.
It must have vaporized for some reason, JT. I am so sorry. I don't understand.
What a bunch of BS. So
my
stupid.
Goodness.
Wrenches, can you please help me? Did he get vaporized?
If you're able to put it back in somehow, man, I'm sorry about that.
I wonder what the word is that he used that got him vaporized.
I mean, he would know more than we would, so I don't know. While you're doing that, take your time, JT. If anyone can help us. JD Lewis says C. Not good enough to be wonderful, not bad enough to be awful. Solid entertainment, though.
Okay.
Fair enough. Thank you, JT. Mark D with a C, the chief engineer, says, A-, a fun story despite the ridiculous premise, which doesn't turn out to be too crazy in the end. Will another Star Trek prediction turn out to be true? The end of baseball. Bit the ball has been very, very good to me. It's if people's dreams were coming true, wouldn't the station be thrown into total anarchy much faster? Yeah, that's a good question. Although these aliens were controlling it, though, I think they wouldn't let that happen.
I do think that they were like throttling it, like controlling how far it could go because they didn't want anyone to get harmed. Ooh. GT Kirk is reposted, but we had a confirmation from both Jill and the Bronze Wrencher that he was vaporized. But look, he's reposted it.
Okay, we'll get it then. Thank you. Sorry about that, JT. If people's dreams were coming true, wouldn't the station be thrown into total anarchy much faster? Yeah, but the aliens were controlling it. So, yeah. And why didn't O'Brien send Keiko away? Well, because he didn't talk to Raquel first, because Raquel sure would have. Yikes. That's painful. Siska, what? Okay, Siska was one cool cat when dealing with Buck, who turns out to be on a 5-year mission exploring the galaxy, which threw me for a loop when I first saw the episode. I like that part, though. I like Buck. He was cool. I liked him. Buck is portrayed as dimensionally challenged like Babe Ruth, which is not true. Ruth was actually amazing physically and not heavier until later in his career. His last home run went 540 feet.
Wow.
We have a baseball night. Of course, he was great. Babe Ruth, Babe Ruth was amazing. Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you, Jill. And
thank you, Wrenches. Love you guys.
And Rich and Eric, thank you so much. DJ Ronnie G says, I'm not Cloaks.
I love this.
I'm just remotely operating my telescope from bed on a work night. I'm enjoying the format of the show. DJ, thank you so much.
Right on.
I appreciate you. Thank you. So it's great. We really appreciate it. We love all our lurkers out there and anyone who's listening on a download. Thank you so much. JT Kirk says 9.5 imaginary Daxes out of 10. Oh, I would love me an imaginary Dax. I love this episode. The actors really get chances to shine, and they play their parts well. I mean, so well, he says. Thank you, JT. Appreciate you, buddy.
JT.
Sorry about that snafu there. But let's see. Okay, where were we? All right, well, are we ready for our final episode of the evening?
We are, boss. We are. Oh, well, let me just put this up on the marquee because our communications officer is speaking for us again. And Anti-Derivative Jill, our wonderful nerd, yells, yes, love our lurkers.
Lurk on, lurkers. Yes, indeed, yes. So let me write this and fix this.
Okay, so thanks to technology, and the fact that many of us are streaming and we're doing it from all different countries all over the world. There's a bit of a mix-up tonight. And
we got it straightened out.
We're going to get it straightened out. Oh, my boss already has it straightened out. You're the best. I love you so much. The Forsaken.
And I've watched it recently, so it's fine. I just...
Great. The Forsaken is season 1, episode 17. It might also produce as episode 18. This is prod code 417.
We all watched this. Take a medicine. So you had the con for a second. I need to take some medicine.
Go take your medicine.
Good.
This is prod code 417, and we all watched this for the very first time, well, most of us anyways, on May 24th, 1993. Now, I'm going to be reading from Deep Space Nine, The Companion by Terry J. Erdman. He gets a bit of help from his wife, Paula M. Block, who is a prolific Star Trek author who specializes in original source material. So these two are my favorites because instead of relying on internet rumors and research and this and that and the other, they just go to the original source, get the original quotes, talk to the people involved, the producers, the directors, the actors, the writers, and that's how we get the information. So I love these. I love these books. This book, I highly recommend buying it, but it is extraordinarily expensive and rare, so good luck finding it. I'm going to be reading extemporaneously starting on page 57. Let's do it. The Forsaken. When Deep Space Nine is honored with a visit by a delegation of Federation ambassadors on a fact-finding mission to the wormhole, Sisko places the assignment of shepherding them about in Dr. Bashir's hands. While 3 of the ambassadors pester Bashir with constant requests, the 4th, Lwaxana Troi, the Betazoid, mother of Starship Enterprise Counselor Cameltoe, kidding, Deanna Troi, proves to be far more self-sufficient, at least when it comes to finding her own entertainment. After Odo helps her to recover a latinum hair brooch stolen during a Dabo game at Quark's, Lwaxana is impressed, so impressed that she sets her sights on making the shapeshifter a close personal friend. As Bashir escorts the other 3 ambassadors around the station, a frustrated O'Brien tries to deal with the station's uncooperative Cardassian computer. At the same time, Kira notes the arrival through the wormhole of an unidentified alien space probe. Cautious, despite his curiosity about the object, Sisko has it towed to a position a few hundred meters from the docking ring and asks O'Brien to set up a computer interface that will allow them to download information from the probe. Elsewhere on the station, Lwaxana, dressed to kill, tracks down Odo and attempts to flirt with him. Oh, she's so good at flirting. I love her. Odo nervously puts her off and heads for Ops, where he tries to get Sisko to do something about the problem. Sisko, however, is amused rather than concerned, and he offers Odo only the advice to treat the situation delicately. A short time later, Odo encounters Lwaxana on the promenade. Although he tries to retreat in a turbolift, Lwaxana follows him. Suddenly, the power to the pylon turbolift fails, as does the transporter, and the 2 are trapped together, which Lwaxana takes as the perfect opportunity to get to know Odo better. In Ops, O'Brien is puzzled by the breakdowns and subsequent malfunctions all over the station. He points out to Sisko that the computer's personality seems to change after they downloaded the information from the probe. As it becomes more obedient, but it seems to crave constant attention like a child or a puppy. The Ops officers discuss the possibility that they may actually have downloaded some kind of non-biological life form into their computer. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any way to communicate with it directly. And when O'Brien tries to upload the transmitted files back to the probe, the station's computer system balks and creates further breakdowns. In the turbolift, a weary Odo, who is quickly approaching the point where he must allow his body to revert to its natural liquid state, slowly lets down his guard in response to Lwaxana's constant barrage of friendly chatter and shares some personal revelations about his past. Touched by his candor and vulnerability, Lwaxana shares some revelations of her own, convincing him that he can trust her enough to be himself in every sense of the word. As Odo allows himself to liquefy, Lwaxana catches him in her skirt, creating an improvised basin to safely contain him. O'Brien continues to work on the computer problem, this time attempting to manually transfer the probe's data. But the effort triggers a plasma explosion in the station's guest quarters, trapping Bashir and the 3 ambassadors in a fiery corridor. Realizing that the alien life form, which O'Brien is now referring to as the pup, doesn't want to leave, O'Brien creates a sub-program that can safely house it, a doghouse, so to speak. The strategy works, and the station systems come back online. In the fire-scorched corridor, Kira and Sisko find that Bashir resourcefully managed to save himself and the ambassadors by leading them into a wall compartment to wait out the conflagration. Odo once again in humanoid form and Lwaxana are retrieved from the turbolift. Sorry, folks, I'm reading off of a PDF. As they part, Lwaxana suggests that they'll have more to discover about each other the next time they meet. And back in ops, O'Brien promises Cisco that he will be happy to keep his new pet. That he will keep his new pet happy, busy, and out of trouble from now on. And sorry for the rough read there. It's difficult to read. It's kind of light text. That is all I'm going to read about this episode from Deep Space Nine, The Companion by Terry J. Erdman and Paula M. Block. I read from pages 57 and 58. Highly recommend that book. And boss, did you take your medicine? Are you back? Oh, okay. Well, the boss isn't back.
I am back.
Oh, hi, sweetheart.
I always forget to unmute. I'm an idiot. Anyway, yeah, I like this episode. I thought it was enjoyable. Of course, you know how I'm a softy for Lwaxana Troy.
Me too.
And I enjoy, and I'm a big fan of O'Brien. You put that combo together. Yes, it's another one of those famous two-pronged stories or two-pronged episodes or whatever. But it's both of those are equally entertaining. One, of course, is pure character stuff. In this case, Odo, and the other is some pretty clever, interesting science fiction concept, and very entertaining because, Call Me is just so spectacular as O'Brien. So I thoroughly enjoyed the episode. Notes?
Me too. I loved it. And these are my notes. So we've been talking about the fact that in these early stages, these authors, these writers, they're trying to build an empire here, and they're trying to introduce us to people. And with Odo, they have made the decision, the collected decision that they're going to unfurl Odo gradually and sort of keep us in suspense, whereas they've introduced other characters and we've sort of danced and romanced with them, and we know them emotionally, and we know them spiritually, and we know them professionally. So this is an Odo episode. It's very clever. And putting him in with my queen makes me feel so good. So here are my notes. I have in yelling all caps written in pencil on a piece of paper, "The queen is here," with an exclamation point. Another character episode. In this episode, we're going to focus on O'Brien, Odo, and Bashir. Lwaxana and Odo are stuck in turbo lift number 7. Unfortunately, the editors should have paid more attention, because when Cisco does his update on his log, he says turbo lift 4. They're on turbo lift 7. That's a boo-boo. That's a Mimi. That should be fixed. Lwaxana is glorious. I adore her. The writers use her here to make comedic moments from the extreme differences between introverts and extroverts. So I just absolutely love this. Being an extreme introvert myself, seeing what it would be like to just love someone like Lwaxana. And as an introvert, I love knowing extroverts like her, ones that have these quiet moments where they know your soul and they would never embarrass you. They would never humiliate you. They would never expose your secrets. And yet there they are, larger than life, their fiery red, sexy hair, their rockin' bod. I mean, look at this woman's body at her age. She is just absolutely glorious. She is my queen. And I love seeing her play the extrovert who must help people to love the introvert who does not want to reveal anything about themselves. And for that, I love you, baby. I love you. I miss you, Majel. I love you, and I miss you so much, sweetheart. Odo says that he copied his hair from his Bajoran research scientist. This doesn't pan out in later episodes, though. And if you play trivia, this would be the episode where you would need to know that the Forsaken is when he says this. Because, of course, when we meet other changelings, it's a bit of a spoiler, or maybe it's not for folks. I won't say too much. But they all have the same hair, and they never met the researcher. They never met his doctor who helped him take on his shape or his form. So when he says that to Lwaxana in the turbo lift, it later it doesn't pan out. And so the editor should have been on top of that and made a cleaner transition there, or just omitted that entirely and come up with another reason, like that, he can't make hair or whatever. Doesn't matter. Majel is just truly beautiful. She is sensitive and she is discreet, and yet she is this beautiful extrovert who just oozes sex appeal and charm, and is just physically wonderful to look at. She's just appealing in every way to me. I love this character that she created with Jean. Jean thought this character would be hysterical. She picked up the ball and ran with it. This character is just delicious. This woman is delicious. She is my queen. And this is a cool ending with the pup program. I love this idea. As a communications and technology scholar, as a web developer and a web content person, and I've also done web design, I love this idea of this pup program rather than trying to exercise it like it's some type of demon. Instead, we give it a cute little name. It's a little pup, and we make sure that we wall it up so it can't do harm, and then we proceed. And I think that is very clever, and it speaks to the nerds in the audience who absolutely love this kind of technical treatment. So we have this technical treatment happening, and then we have the queen. The queen is here. Get down, genuflect. Get down on your knees, mofos. The queen is here. And those are my notes.
Well, there you go. And it looks like, from what I can see in the chat there, I know Michael Bickham, I'm sorry about that. He didn't watch that episode. A lot of people watch Dramatis, I guess.
Pooh.
So AD had to mute it because that's what I put on the marquee thingy. So I'm sorry, everyone.
Darn.
Well, I'm sorry about that. It'll have to be next week. But
I literally did my show prep at like 2:30 in the morning, and so I just let the I just checked the PDF document to make sure that I had the right episodes, and then I just let them play. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Sorry, everybody. No, look,
I'm Canadian, so I have the weird. My streaming service is weird. I apologize.
Well, there's a site you don't like Googling, but that has that leads to an episode guide that has, I guess, prod order or whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It had Dramatis at this point. Anyway, if someone could tell ED, since he's got us muted, that confirm that he doesn't have a review, okay, just tell him sorry. Tell him I'm so sorry about that. He can give his review of it next week. And after next week, it'll not happen again, folks. We'll think of a way around it.
Yes, we will. Sorry. We will bring together Australia, New Zealand, UK, America, and Canada. We will bring it together, I promise.
What I will do is I'll put out on my community thing, I'll put out, because first of all, if you look at the episode tag, well, that won't really, I'll always have the episodes on there. I'll start putting it out on my Twitter. I'll put it out on my hello, Dave G Sound.
Hey, Dave G Sound, welcome.
I'll put it out somewhere where I'll try to get the word to you what episodes we're doing next. We've never had this problem before.
No, because we usually follow the text, and Clubby and I have a discussion about whether or not we're going to do the broadcast order, another order, or the text order. So I was following the text. Sorry, everyone.
I can post the episodes in the community notice. Well, I have to put it in the community notice. I don't know if everyone's going to see it or not, but.
It's weird though, because what order are you guys following?
Remember last week I put the picture up for the next week, and it was had.
I know, but it's weird because not only is this the broadcast order, but it's also the proper prod code episode number, because it is 418.
Yeah, it's that way on the
or 417. Dramatis Personae is 418.
Right.
So I wonder what's going on.
Anyone who can review this episode, I don't know if anyone's prepared for this. So, what is your rating? I'll give my rating, and then we'll see if anybody wants to review it now or wait till next week and just start out with their reviews of next week. Anyone who has it, you can next week, before we start with the 3 episodes, we'll quickly let everyone who wants to post a review of this episode before we start the other 3 next week. How about that? But if you have one now, or you just if you have one now, we can do it. What do you think?
I have my review, but like I said, I don't even know what you guys are following, because this is the proper production order. This is also the proper broadcast order. So I'm oblivious as to how this was the wrong order. But
it's my fault, because I put up a poster last week on last week's show showing the episodes. It's not this one. Dramatic. That's what happened. I got them from an episode search that I always do on a thing you don't like called Google.
Google. Google. It's your fault, Google.
It doesn't matter. DuckDuckGo would have done the same thing probably. But let's see. As a matter of fact, see, I'm looking at it now. It's just what is it? I don't know if it's got. Let's see what it puts. It's got it lists the. Where is it? Battle line. Okay, Storyteller. Episode 14. And by the way, after Storyteller, they call the one Progress. They call it episode 14 for some reason on this thing. They don't call it. Then If Wishes, and then it has okay. See, it's got Dramatis. Weird. It's got Dramatis because it says it aired before. Oh, these idiots have air date. I hate that shit. It has air date. This is a terrible episode guide. So this is my fault, folks, for being a moron.
You're not a moron.
Doing the wrong episode guide.
You're
like
my
an
favorite
idiot.
person, and I love you.
Well, your favorite person's a moron. But
no,
anyway, I stand by that. I screwed it up. But anyway, I did put the poster on there, so we just didn't. And maybe I sent you the poster with the one with Dramatis on there. And that's my fault, not you. So I tried to decide what to do because I don't know if everyone has seen it.
I don't know.
All right, everyone tell us, what episode did you watch?
Yes.
Did you watch Dramatis or did you watch Forsaken?
Can we get a head count?
Because if not, we could just do both of them next week.
Yep. We can.
Okay. Jill watched Forsaken.
Yeah, I did too.
I've seen it before, plenty of times. But, and we've already done all the recap and everything, so all that will be necessary is just to let everybody do their reviews of it.
Shooter watched both.
Lasser watched both. Shooter watched both. Okay, that'll save time if we do those, the ones who watched them.
Mark watched The Forsaken.
Okay.
Pleasant Valley Forsaken.
Everyone who wants to put up a review of it, do so now. What is your rating of this? Your rating?
It's my queen, and I love her. And this is one of the most memorable episodes. And you guys know that I like hard science fiction. I'm somebody who wants to experience technology, alien life forms, and space. This is a character episode. But we are experiencing Odo as an alien life form. But I got to tell you, she's my queen. And I love my queen. And this is such a memorable moment for me in Star Trek, even though it's DS9. You guys all know I'm a hardcore TOSer, but it's so memorable to me how he turns and looks at her and says, "You are not at all who I thought you were." And she is just so discreet and sensitive and dignified. And the way that he just liquefies into her apron. Oh my gosh, huge Star Trek moment. Of course, it's the queen creating it. This is an A- for me.
Okay, well, there you go. I have it at an let's see what I have. I have it at a B+. I really like it a lot. Very I love lots on it, Odo scenes and stuff like that. And that is a very entertaining episode. So what I'm going to do is anyone who wants to review it tonight can do so if you watched it. But if you didn't, don't worry about it. We'll start out next week before we do Dramatis with anyone who wants to watch it this week and then review it then. Okay? Since we only have 3 episodes next week anyway, we will knock that out. So do not feel pressure to review it now. We'll do it next week. But if you want to go ahead and do it now, feel free. And while Raquel is starring those, and like I said, if you want to watch it, if you haven't watched it in a while, you don't have to do it from memory if you don't want to. Just watch it this week and do it next week. It's perfectly fine. All this is my fault, and I'm going to give us some Max Redstone entertainment.
Maximum Redstone.
Okay, here we go. All right, Max Redstone, folks. The great Max Redstone, I should say. Maximum. Okay, The Forsaken by Max Redstone. Here we go. Loaxana, a force no man can shush. So our erstwhile constable will feel love's push.
Aww.
And while Miles will fret with his digital pet, Ambassador Troy will let Odo go all to mush. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done.
Very, very well done.
Well done, my friend. We have some reviews, and I mean it, everyone. If you want to wait, we'll let you do it next week. So JD Lewis says B plus, great story. Majel really shines in this episode. Wonderful show tonight, but it's my bedtime. Good night, friends. See you Monday, everybody. Well, thank you, JD.
Good night, JD.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much, my friend. Midnight's Oblivion says A plus for this one. So good.
Yeah,
it is.
It is.
Just for you, Midnight's Oblivion, I'm going to upgrade to an A. How about that?
It does deserve an A. It's so good.
Jill says, okay, well, I watched Forsaken. All right, let's see. Wagner watched them both. Shooter watched them both. Okay. A plus again. So Midnight liked it so much he reviewed it twice and said,
"Yep, good stuff."
Great. Hungry Boy said, A plus. This one really got to me. I remember needing 3 ciggies after watching it.
Yeah,
it affected me that much. Wow. Okay, let's see here. My goodness,
nice stuff.
When you've been in a this can't work out situation, maybe the app just hits you hard. It hit me hard. Wow.
Yeah.
My goodness, Hungry Boy. The tenderness, without exaggeration, in this ep was rarely seen on telly. Combined with Odo, it was like sunlight through a magnifying glass. Well, brilliantly said as always, my friend. You are the best at that.
Yep.
You're the best at what you do, and what you do is very nice. B minus, says Shooter. A bit of fun watching Odo squirm. He can't shapeshift his way out of this one. How and why does a probe have a living program? It does not make sense. I don't know. It was like maybe it was a what they used to call those things? Those gigapets.
V'ger. Maybe it was V'ger.
No, I was thinking of gigapet.
Baby V'ger.
That too. JT Kirk says that's right. It could be from V'ger's planet. B plus. The awkward mate situation between Odo and Loaxana works infinitely better than Loaxana with an old man prepping to expire. Yep. The awkwardness is a tribute to great writing and acting chops. Thank you, JT Kirk.
Makes me sick in my stomach to think that she would be alone. And at this point, Jean has passed away. And it's just, I know that's crossing the streams here, folks. I don't want to cross the streams, but it's just her emotion and the fact that her character never seems to find the love that she needs. And she's so innocent and almost practical in her pursuit of romance. She's not someone who isn't someone who would like to change or grow or adapt or compromise to be in a relationship. And despite that, she's still alone. And it's so sad to me because she's beautiful and just what a great character. She created this character with Jean, and I love this character so much. Anyway, sorry.
Not at all. Let's see. Wagner says, excuse me. B minus, one of the few appearances of the Loaxana Troy that I really like. Computer virus plot is meh, but at least the writers are trying something different by not making it evil. Hey, that's well said. Yeah, a good point. Pleasant Valley Picker says, the delegation of ambassadors are a total PITA, P-I-T-A, and not the bread type. Okay. They only exist in this episode to be annoying. Miles being lectured by the computer was hilarious at first, but it becomes an overplayed plot thread quickly. The plot lines become very boring after a while. The Troy Odo romance was awesome, and it actually becomes the best part of the episode. And the writers got the Loaxana Troy right in this one. She often annoys me, but I fell in love with her in this one. Hubba hubba, that dress, plot line in the Loaxana Hot Sexy Goddess moves it to a solid B+. Thank you, Pleasant Valley Picker. Monsters Maniac Mexico says, a plus for so many reasons, but I will mention that it is fascinating seeing Odo getting off age, and his approach to human feelings is just sweet and funny to see. Thank you so much, MMM. Appreciate you. Raymond Feliciano says, A-, Luoxana and Odo. Enough said. The pup was a charming subplot on the taming of the recalcitrant AI. Good. Yes, indeed, sir. They're not an axiomatum. Says, A+. When I was younger, this episode seemed so awkward and so hard and hard to watch. Now it's one of the most memorable episodes of DS9 for me.
Yeah.
I wish they had done more with Luoxana, Odo, and his people.
Yeah.
The great Max Redstone, the maximum one, says A+. The intimacy in this episode is absolutely wonderful. Yes. It's nice to see the constable not as a solid and not as a Quaker host. Nice. Thank you, man. You were something, boy. I appreciate you. Wolfie says, rating A-. Kardashian standards are based on how large your keister is. Likely frustrating for any engineer. I love O'Brien fighting with the computer. Yeah, great. Yeah, I did too. Shooter again says, oh, now you're making me cry, Arm Briggs. Cut it out. Stop making him cry.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Pleasant Valley says, Raquel, what you were saying about being alone hits home as I am. Well, I'm sorry you are. So am I, by the way, and probably always will be, buddy. But we got each other, Pleasant Valley. So.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the something that she taps into here. Majel, she taps into this here. She knows this, especially in our generation, Gen X and older. A lot of people died when they were in their 50s and 60s because everybody smoked 2 packs of cigarettes every day. And so this idea of you're young and beautiful and sexy and profoundly alone in the middle part of your life when you made all these plans to be with someone and now they're gone. Or maybe you just arrived at that point in your life and you've never had that moment yet. You've never had that connection yet. She taps into this here and just her beautiful, sweet face. She's just gorgeous, sweet, and beautiful. And I think Gene Roddenberry and Majel, I just think they're genius. They're just 2 incredibly beautiful and sincere people. And I love, love, love them. And look at this woman's body. Tell me that she isn't built like a brick poop house. She looks so good.
Well, there you go. Let's see where were I? Oh, go ahead and read Jill's now, by the way.
Oh, okay. I'll go over to the start tab.
Indeed.
Where my beautiful nerdy friend is waiting for me. Anti-derivative Jill, our communications officer and resident nerd, she's got a 3-parter here. She's going to give this episode an A. She says Luoxana's character blossoms as she is a funny, charming, and compassionate potential soulmate for Odo. Yes, and you see that on his face. Isn't it beautiful, Jill? Because he too is profoundly alone. I wish this relationship had been explored further. Opposites attract, and certainly those that are profoundly alone attract, right? It's something they have in common. 2 of 3. O'Brien first struggling with the computer AI and then discovering the probe data has made it self-aware was a fun and well done engineering subplot. Yeah, you need a little kick of science in there. Otherwise, I don't like the episode as much. And then her 3rd-parter, well, Bashir's C plot regarding the delegates was slightly dull in comparison to the plots A and C. There was nothing offensive about it to lower the score. And that is an excellent review. Thank you so much, Jill. I'm going to go back over to the live tab, boss, and the caboose is waiting.
And Mark D with the CR engineer for our final review of the night says, B+, Luoxana, as always, is on-screen gold. She is a true Trek treasure. She has a comedic front, but deep down is a deep and caring person, as shown with their compassion towards Odo.
Well said.
I love her with Odo. True representation of Iddick. Also loved that the engineer no longer has to fight with the computer, thanks to the much more friendly than Nomad Alien program. Yes, it was a gigapet. Sterilize, error. Kira, it may be more like a stray puppy that's attached itself to you, Chief.
Feral puppy.
Indeed, yes. Oh my goodness.
And that's it, boss. We're done.
We did it. Yeah, sorry for the snafu, everybody. If someone can get an ED, tell them ED can pop back in now. Now that I've screwed that up, but we'll catch it. Anyone who wants to review it next week, of course, we will do that.
Masters Maniac Mexico, don't run out of the room too quickly here. We do a little chittity chat to wind down. I hope that Mark D with the C will join us.
I hope so. He has a link.
We've sent a link to him, and so we'll do a little post-show goodbye where we get to thank everyone for being here. Thank you for your comments. Wish you a good weekend, and so on and so forth. So we're not done yet. And thank you so much for expressing that you love the show so much you don't want it to be over. That's really sweet.
Yeah, I appreciate that, ma'am. Yeah. And I agree. And yeah, we got made for pretty decent time this week, I think. I mean,
yeah, we did.
Especially since it was like we're almost 30 minutes before we even got started. So
yeah,
which is the way it usually goes. So it's fine.
Socializing with everyone is important.
Shout everybody else.
Yeah,
yes, we like to shout everybody out. So but yeah, it's I appreciate you all being here though. And let's see, we're hopefully Mark, if you're hearing us, dude, if you're able to join us, you got a link. Hopefully. I will show you next week's episode. So how about that? Since I had to change the picture.
Let me go check and see if the book is correct.
It's fine. No, there are only 3 left in the season.
Yeah. Dramatis Personae. Duet.
We are Klingons. I mean, Dramatis Personae.
And then In the Hands of the Prophets.
In the Hands of the Prophets. Yeah. So, yes. And then...
and then Mark will have to send me more of the book if it doesn't arrive here. I should say also too, we love copyright and we support authors here. We're not, sharing this book in a way that would be wrong. We have a copy of the book. It's just very difficult to get this very rare and very expensive book from the United States up to me, and Clubby bought it for me. So everyone should know that.
Thank you, Raymond, for being here. Good night to you and Sandra.
Good night. King Dolphin TV.
Let's see. Anybody said you want me to repost the Drop Bear comment? I dropped into the chat at the start of the show. What was that? Yes, you could. I'm not sure what
Whatever
it was.
You want, sweetheart. Oh, Cassandra's here.
Yeah, I saw Cassandra. Hello there.
Hey, sweetness.
Yes. Great to see you. We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Mark's here.
What's up, dude?
Hello. Hey, everyone.
Hi.
That episode snafu, but great.
My fault.
No, it's never your fault.
No, it's just my damn fault. I was looking at I Googled it, I guess.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I mean, I just looked. But this has never happened. I never got him out of. We never got him out of order with a TNG or even an original series. So I don't know.
Well, anyway, I think they're pretty much in order from going on. I think it's the numbering that messes everything up on the, like Raquel was saying before. It's some of the, because 1 and 2, it's really one episode, but they break it up for syndication for 2-parters. So sometimes people list it as 1 and 2.
And it's mostly confusing for us who have watched it on physical media. We watched it on television, then we watched it on reruns, then we watched it on physical media. So now with this streaming thing, the fact that they cut that pilot in half makes no sense at all.
Yeah, it's one episode,
Pleasant Valley. No, there are 3 episodes next week. 3 episodes.
Yep.
And then you're going to do the season review after that? Or,
Yes. I want to know about Drop Bears and Spiders. Drop Bears and Spiders. Drop Bears and Spiders. Teach me.
Yes,
I want to learn.
Sure. Absolutely, sir. And then, we'll do a little bit of wrap up on the season. Yeah. Only 19 episodes this season.
Yeah, it was a short. Well, by today's standards, that's a long season. So,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
we did 5 episodes. We're done. That's modern TV for you.
Like 22 or 23 or something, or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
like
the seasons are longer, I think, right? Yeah.
Just a few more. Buy a few more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I remember they used to do 30 episodes in some shows. What was it? The Virginian was an hour and a half long. It was one of those 90-minute shows, and they made 30 episodes a year or whatever. That's why the characters, if you wondered, like on those Westerns, they would tell why the characters always wore the same clothes. Not just because it was a Western and people didn't have any clothes back then, which makes sense. It was also because they could use a lot of footage and have a lot of different units working in different stories. And they had a big cast, so you'd have an episode about the Virginian himself. Then you'd have 3 or 4 episodes about a different character with no one else in the episode. They were able to film a lot more. There we go.
That's interesting, yeah.
I have heard a rumor about the Huntsman Spider laying claim to the Drop Bear moniker. But that is just rampant opportunism on their account. They are not of the, how you say it? Thylactose? Thylactose? Thylactose plumatus genus, whatever.
Oh, we have yuckies in the chat. Go away, yuckies.
Oh, we got plenty of wrenches, though.
Yeah, well, we have the best wrenches in the business. So this is an Aussie thing, and that's why I had to ask the Aussies. And I love that Hungry Boy, Enigmatic Drop Bear, Nirot, Anaximanda Bear, and Shooter have all stepped forward because I suspected that it was a nickname for something, and I'm right. I love you guys. So I'm going to put you up quickly on the marquee just to show that you responded in case somebody rewatches this and they want to see it. Huntsman Spider. Drop spiders, aka huntsman on ceilings when they get frightened. Look at this. Right? Look at this. Ooh, gross. So it's a drop bear because it'll fall on you
from the ceiling. Kind of like the guys from the critters from Annihilate Earth.
Yes.
Right? That's what I think of. Yeah, imagine those terrors flying from the ceiling. Yep.
Gross. So, that I was just, the second that I saw Drop Bear, I was thinking of you, Enigmatic Drop Bear. When I saw that conversation, I was like, I need to ask him. Hungry Boy says, no, it's not spiders though, Raquel. It's a story we told Yanks.
Oh, okay. The scares.
Okay, like in Crocodile Dundee when he talked about the whatever spider was can kill a man from 8 feet just by looking at him.
Okay. I get it. Raquel, cute koalas with fangs to scare loud Yank tourists, but not the Canadians. Yeah, well, Canadians and Australians and Canadians and New Zealanders, we like, I don't know what it is with our 3 countries, but we just love one another. And so many Canadians live in Oz, and so many Canadians live in New Zealand, and so many New Zealanders live in Banff, and so many Australians live in British Columbia and in Alberta in our Rocky Mountains. I love you folks so much. I don't understand what our obsession is with one another, but it's really super cool. I love you guys.
I had an Australian friend. They said the koalas were really not friendly, but I can't confirm or deny that. But she said that the koalas were always kind of nasty. But just like I'm guessing, but just like panda bears, they're great looking critters, but they're pretty nasty too, and they're not very. They can't, and they're not very. I think the only reason they ever went to such great lengths to save them because how cute they are, but they're really not that adaptable. Maybe figure out how to eat something other than bamboo. I mean, you don't have to eat clam pizza, but come on.
Well, Australia, they're very and New Zealanders as well. They're fierce about their environment and their creatures, and we are here in Alberta and British Columbia too. It's a great way to get slapped in public just anonymously for no reason is to come here and litter. Like, we don't have litter here, and so when Americans come here, if they try to drop anything on the ground, people will surround you and publicly shame you. I think the fine is like $1,200 if you drop something out of your car and you don't pick it up. It's not funny. We don't.
The same thing with Switzerland. When I went there the first time as a kid in the 70s, we landed. I said, I was, 5 years old or 6. I said, Dad told me this later. I said, "Where's all the garbage? Why does this look like Disneyland?" Because we go to New York City in the 70s and it was graffiti and garbage everywhere. So.
Yes, Pleasant Valley Picker. I know we're all from the Commonwealth. That doesn't explain why New Zealanders and Australians and Albertans and British Columbians are constantly living in one another's countries, like on a constant basis. It's hysterical. Like when you go to Banff. And Banff is a very small town in the Rocky Mountains, and you sit down at a restaurant and you're being served, and it's all New Zealanders and Australians running the entire restaurant, sometimes the whole hotel, and the entire main drag it's all these beautiful Australians and New Zealanders who just love living in our Rocky Mountains. But if you talk to a New Zealander and you talk to an Australian, we're doing the same thing there. Like we go over there and like we turn into their famous bartenders and hotel managers, and it's just funny. I don't know what the obsession is. We love each other. We're stuck together.
Did you say Banff, Raquel?
Yeah, Banff.
Like Nightcrawler. Oh, you are
Nightcrawler. I knew you were going to say Nightcrawler when you said Banff. She did.
Raquel doesn't know that.
She wouldn't. Why would
That's the Nightcrawler from the X-Men. Whenever he teleports, he can teleport, and he looks very alien. He's got a two toes and a tail. He kind of looks like the devil, so he's mistaken for the devil in earlier issues. Looks with pointy ears, kind of the Spock ears. And whenever he teleports in the comics, the letter always writes Banff, 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 everywhere.
Only a comic geek would think of when he
hears. Do you have a character named Jasper as well?
Yes.
Jasper.
Yes. Jasper Sitwell.
Sitwell, yeah.
Okay, so those are two of our major, like in our national parks. Those are the places where people from all over the world come to see our world famous Rocky Mountains.
Hey, Mr. Angel.
Hey, Mr. Angel,
Mr.
welcome.
Angel.
Hey, buddy. What's up, Chef? Good to see you.
Says bloody tourists try to litter in front of me, and it's not going to end well for them. I will grab you by your ear and force you to pick it up, throw it away, and give you a kick under the buttocks to teach them. Mr. Angel, yeah. Like you try to explain this to like big city Americans. They don't get it. Only just the Australians.
Well, certain big city Americans. That's not,
the first time I went to Vegas, I was like, oh, who's going to pick up all this? Who's going to pick up all this litter? What's going on? Where's this?
Wow.
Where did all this litter come from? Like,
that's why they had the first commercial in the 70s with the Indian, crying at all the garbage. That was, and of course, he turned out to be an Italian American. I think if that's true or not. The actor, but that was, because in the 70s and until we had the, then they had the EPA and the environmental movement and Earth Day. That all started then. But basically, factories were just dumping all their garbage and waste into rivers, and
terrible.
Well, it was cheap and there were no rules, right? Yeah, so why not?
May I interject for 1 second, please? I'm so sorry. I don't want to be rude. I hate to interrupt you, but Midnight's Oblivion is on his way to work.
And Stale Messiah's here too. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Midnight's Oblivion. Have a great day at work. Thank you so much for joining us.
And good to see you, Stale Messiah. Hey there, my friend.
Take care. Yep. Good night. Yep.
Good night, Midnight's Oblivion. Thank you so much for being here. And Snail, always good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Well, what else is going on? What else we got going on, folks?
There's always something going on, right? Did you finish your? I know this is a Star Trek night, but did you finish your punishment / watch your Sandman? No,
I did. I started.
I did. See, I didn't want to get any more shin kicks, so I finished it.
Well, I'll take all the shin kicks there are. I'm not watching.
Did you see the shin kick icon I made for you, Mark? Just so I can kick you. I have those shoes.
Shin kicks for Mark, everybody.
Yeah, and I don't know. My membership is screwed up on the channel too. My stuff. I did join the channel, and then it's not showing up. I got to get in touch with Google. Has been driving me crazy, and then they just changed the Google Drive shortcuts the way it's working. Why do engineers always have to change things? All of a sudden,
you, Jill. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, I remember you joined it. You were the first or the second or third, whatever, and first maybe. And then I don't get it. I don't know. You did
that's Google. That's Google.
You see me making mistakes, understandable. You, I don't know.
Yeah.
Might lose faith in you as a miracle worker.
I don't know. It's what's happening. Yeah. Losing it. But then Google just changed it for you Google Drive users. If you shared a drive with someone, they just messed up the whole shortcut system. So I have all my video, like I was doing your agonizer, please. I was doing that, like a 5-second clip of that, and it all got messed up because of Google Drive. But I got to get that done. So you can press a button, Clobby, and do your agonizer, please.
I'd love to be able to do that kind of stuff. Thank you.
I have Klingon pain sticks too. For next time when you when you suggest something that's awful, and I have Worf's Ascension and I turned it into an emoji. So I cannot wait to force you in Ascension. I was thinking about putting your face on there, but
wow, getting vicious here.
Getting vicious.
No, I love Mark.
The abuse of Mark.
I love Mark. I love Mark, except for when he passively says, "Oh, Sandman's on Netflix this weekend," and I think I'm going to be a cool geek. I'm going to go and be like my geek buddies and go check out the geek show, and it turns out to be the worst, fetid, maggoty, poopy diaper.
You will now must always check with me before you watch anything.
I will. I promise.
Talk to me. Say, should I watch this? Repeat after me, Raquel. Clobby, I heard about this. Should I watch it? I think if most people would use that as in fact, most of you all are welcome to try that. You can email me or text me. If you're thinking about watching something, check with me. For example, hey, Clobby, should I watch Strangled Nude Worms? I said, no. I'll say no unless you just want to hate watch it. Then I go, but that's at your own risk, but it's garbage. If you were to say, Clobby, I've never watched anything comic book related. You think I should try out Sandman? I'm going to say, well, I haven't seen it, but no, you shouldn't, because everything we've heard about it is going to be garbage, even by fans.
Oh, it was fantastic. Come on, everyone should watch it too.
Masters Maniac Mexico. I just want you to know that I was exaggerating, speaking in hyperbole. Obviously, I don't advocate assaulting anyone. I'm just saying that in our national parks in Canada, we take litter incredibly seriously. And that has spilled over into the culture of the two provinces, Alberta and British Columbia. So in Alberta and British Columbia especially, you don't want to be littering. You will get yourself into huge trouble with the police. People in public will call you out on it. I've seen a couple of American TV shows, and somebody will open their door and throw all of their McDonald's or fast food garbage into a parking lot, close the door, and drive away. Literally, somebody would take down your license plate number here, and they would phone the police. And you would get in huge trouble here. When you have to take care of your environment because you live in a national park, you just take on a different attitude towards it. But certainly I'm not advocating anyone harm anyone else. I would not ever harm anyone in public. I don't advocate any type of hitting of anyone ever. So I want
not even shin kicks.
Not even shin kicks. It's all just me kidding around. I'm not advocating that at all. I don't advocate any form of violence. I'm a pacifist.
See, a good point. D-Bud, no, you should not watch Man of Steel.
No!
I'm glad you checked. That's what you should do. If you have not sat through Man of Steel by Hack Snyder, and you want to know whether you should or not, I say
no.
The nay. Don't do it. Now, especially, I guess if you hate Superman, you may as well. But if you like Superman, you definitely don't want to be watching that.
No, it's not Superman, but yeah,
not Superman. No, that movie has nothing to do with Superman.
Well, here's a meme I made for tonight, so I tweeted it out. But from the scene where Chief O'Brien, so I said this is pretty funny. So. So I added, of course, I changed the dialogue a little bit, but
ladies, please leave. You must send for Keiko so she can live with you. Okay, I remember that from the episode.
Okay.
On second thought, can you invite the ladies back? Of course, and they lived happily ever after. That's my alternate.
My God.
And one of them's a redhead, I think, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty creepy. Again, the whole episode is stupid, and that's creepy crap.
That part was creepy, yeah. But
like they're supposed to be an advanced species. And look, someone was talking about they are a warped culture. They lost their ships, were destroyed by the Cardassians, but they're a warped faring culture because the Federation doesn't put, bring anyone into it without, or doesn't even consider anyone for admission without that. So they're warp advanced culture, and yet they have this superstitious crap going on, and they're offering up women to this for this whole. It's just stupid. It doesn't work. I mean, again, when that happens,
that's just like a riot. That's just a joke by the writers. Yeah,
I know. But when that happens on a planet, another Trek, when they go to a planet that's primitive, it's fine.
Yeah, this is just the writers here just having fun, trying to have a fun scene and just doing that.
It doesn't fit.
No, I'm agreeing with you, but it was they're doing this for the laughs. And
I know they were doing it for the laugh and O'Brien. Yeah, I mean that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the episode in general. Just really
I agree. Yeah. But
they even had they had warped sail ships. Exactly, they created a sailing ship even before.
And that is actually based on science fiction. That's not science fantasy. That's science fiction. So they're actually trying to develop something like that, something that would like a type of sail, and I'm using that term very loosely, like a ship's sail, that could collect energy from the sun.
They want to collect ions, I think, or was it? I think I've seen something.
I think in real life, I mean, I think they're trying to develop a sail, but instead of collecting wind, it would collect energy from the sun somehow. I don't know. I'm not an astrophysicist.
No, I've seen that before too. I'm not.
But and they were first to that before the Cardassians, and the Cardassians actually get pretty upset about that. But I don't want to talk about that because that's spoilering.
But even in Trek 4,
they say in the United States,
right? In Trek 4, they talked about one of those Saratoga, or not Saratoga, the different one was talking about making a makeshift solar sail. So
my eyes are giving out too, and my cat wants to go to bed. Good night, everybody. D. Bud Martin, thank you for wrenching for us tonight. Thank you for your marvelous company. Have a great weekend, and give that cat some scritchies for me.
Indeed, and it was great hanging out with you last night on Nick's great comic shop show, buddy. Reviewing Nova. Really enjoyed that, man. And also LT was there as well.
Wolfie is out of here. He says, good
Wolfie,
night,
take it easy, buddy. We'll start saying our goodbyes in a minute.
Let's do it.
But yes, and Cassandra says Bullet Train is over the top. But warning, there is a snake. And I don't like snakes. Okay, snake.
Like Indiana Jones, right?
I guess, depends on what they're doing with the snake, I guess. I hear you.
Why did it have to be snakes?
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? Yeah. Okay, well, folks, I'll tell you what. We're going to start saying our farewells, our fond farewells for the evening. I want to thank you all so much for being here with us tonight. No particular show notes yet other than Monday night. I don't have anything set up. It's Jack Kirby month, of course, all month of August. So Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk. We'll be talking about again some Kirby stories. In other words, some of the experiences we've had with Kirby, a friend of mine, and some other things. And of course, Sunday night. Well, what do you got going on, Mark? We'll deal with the.
Well, I might. I'm on an away mission Sunday, so I may or may not be back in time for. I'm not sure yet. I'll let everyone know. But
gotcha.
And,
okay.
And of course, we should also mention what a great time we had in the clubhouse. From most people were there.
I did.
For celebrating your birthday. We kind of ruined you hating your birthday. Oh, you did, but so that was a lot of fun. And Doomcock showed up for that, and a lot of great people.
Yeah,
so
I did tell everybody that. Yeah.
Yep.
That was fun.
I did miss the first few minutes of the show, so you probably said that. Sorry, but
fun. Yeah. Okay. That was good. Thank you, Jill. See, that's why she's communications officer. Last year we celebrated Jean's birthday on our clubhouse on Thursday night. I think. I know I celebrated. I don't know if we had the clubhouse yet at that point, but I think we didn't have it yet, but we did celebrate it on Global Geek. It was Global Geek Gang. That's right.
It's Global Geek.
That's
Gang.
right.
So it's on. It's on his birthday's on a Friday next week, but Wednesday night I'll be here with some more Kirby, and then Thursday night, the clubhouse, we will celebrate the birthday of Gene Roddenberry, the man Gene Roddenberry. We'll talk all things Gene Roddenberry, for sure. So,
and Eric K, I'm exhausted by the end of these shows, and as I have marbles in my mouth, I find it difficult to speak, and I get stream brain where I can't think. Thank you for completing my thought for me. This is exactly what I was looking for. A solar sail would be a large sail. That happened with the corrector. He didn't do that. He knows that it's sail that uses the radiation produced from light to propel yourself. So that's the source of the energy. It's actually radiation. And I love that you said that, because my brain is goo after reading and talking for 4 hours. So I love you. Thank you for that.
Well, my friends, now is the time of the show where we say our goodbyes, and we like to shout everyone out. We do this because we've been doing it since the beginning, actually. And as I've often said, if there were like 4,000 people here, we couldn't do it. It would be impossible. But we have an intimate enough group, and that I'm able to write the names down. I hope I don't miss any. So firstly, I will say, and it's something I'm trying to get into a habit of, I want to thank everyone who has either been lurking but not necessarily participating in the chat. Wow, look at that.
Andy,
good to see
you,
man.
Andy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, Andy.
Master Maker. Andy Masterson is here.
Well, indeed. Great to see you, buddy. Thank you for popping in. So, anyone who has been lurking, or anyone who is listening later on what I guess I call a download, or or for lack of, I used to call, as a habit I got into calling those on my old show on BTR, but a rewatch, or seeing the show on a recording, in other words. And I want to thank you all for doing that. Shout out to the great and Eric OSullivan, if you're out here. And if I knew anyone else who was doing it, I'd shout them out too, but I don't. But so if you are out there doing that, leave me a comment. I'll shout your name out if I remember to see. And even Rob Altus has even popped in. Look at that.
Hey, Rob.
Last minute arrivals. I love it.
No, Andy was here the whole time.
I know, but it's first I've seen him though.
Yeah, but isn't that cool? He just said, been listening. We love you, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
I was talking about you the other night with DC. We had DC on, and we were talking about how you're a maker and you make all these beautiful things. And that Mark D with a C is a beautiful maker too. He's so talented. And so we had a little jam session talking about how nice it is that you guys make beautiful things for us, and how much we appreciate you. So I'm so happy that you're here. And I'm so happy that you were lurking and listening. You're the best. Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you. So we'll say our goodbyes now, because, look at that. The Cardinal Sin popped in. Hey, man. For the $2 super chat. Thank you, Cardinal Sin. Thank you for all those memberships you donated as well. It's great to see our good buddy Cardinal Sin. I hope you're doing great, man. I hope hope you're having a wonderful weekend. And so, let's see here. Anyway,
Mr. Angel says it's not radiation. Mr. Angel, I am definitely not an astrophysicist or even a physicist. I'm a communications and technology scholar. So I learn and I read, but I cannot speak to that expertise. If you have something to add, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just.
Whoa, Cardi. Cardi sent you
Cardi's got another one there. Thank you, Cardinal Sin. Thank you, my friend, for the $10 super sticker. You were too kind as always, buddy. Thank you so much. And before we're going to start saying our goodbye now. Before I forget, also thank you everyone who has joined as a member. Thank you so much. I'm overwhelmed. And thanks for the birthday wishes from the other day, and someone put one in tonight, and I can't remember who it was now. But thank you so much. It's 2 days later, and I'm still getting them on Facebook. I got like
that's great. And I love it. I love it.
I answer all those, by the way. Just so you know, Mr. Birthday Hater. Everybody on Facebook and I've been on there for like 12, 13 years. So every year I answer everybody on there that says something. It's very nice of them. And there were like 200 something almost this year, whatever. Almost 200. Anyway.
That's great.
Anti-Derivative Jill, our chief of communications, is here tonight. Thank you so much. Jill, we love you. Our good buddy Lord Thoth was here. Anyone, even if they're still not, even if we know they're gone, they get the shout out. So our great friend and chief of security, Lord Thoth. My cousin, the great Dave Rayborn, was here. Good to see you there, buddy. Find some outsider. That old rascal is always here with us. It's good to see you, Phantom Outsider. Thank you for that, Cassandra. I appreciate you.
Crimson Ghost.
Well, hello there, Crimson Ghost. Thank you for being here.
Oh, Mark D with a C.
What happened?
He is putting information about the science behind the real life use of sails in space, and he has
photons. They collect photons. Yep.
There you go.
I said initially my stream brain said ions, but they collect photons that are
photons. Okay, there you go.
From light. Yep. So and it's actually works. So
okay,
it's something that could be really cool, and they want to try to use it to get to another galaxy someday. Get the Alpha Centauri.
Well, Dedishness. Thank you.
Yep.
Shooter 8323. Hey, Shooter.
Pew, pew.
D. Bud Martin, I believe, had to run. Thank you so much, buddy, for all your help. Thank you for your extraordinary contributions tonight to the great Maximum Redstone.
Maximum Redstone.
Whose lyrics are just terrific. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. J-Man had to run, but our shout out to our great friend J-Man, a great pal. The Comic Relief Crusader, thank you for being here tonight. The Felicianos, Essen, Raymond, and Sandra, thank you so much.
King Dolphin TV, Keely Chow.
King Dolphin TV. Look at Keely Chow's here, man. I mean, a lot of people popping in at the last moment there. Keely Chow, roll tide with your bad self. Good to see you, and I hope you are doing well, and I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Of course, Michael Beacom and the wonderful Cassandra Beacom.
Night, Beacom.
Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Enigmatic Drop Air, my friend. Thank you so much. Sorry about the snafu there with the episodes, but appreciate you.
Ooh,
Thank you so much. ED is extraordinary. Let's see here. Gwagnar. Indeedishness. Wolfie. Thanks for being here, Wolfie. Of course, the great Bronze Wrencher, the extraordinary Eric K, and the great Chris Persia as well. Our two great friends and great wrenchers. We appreciate what they do for us. This is extraordinary. Captain Time Lord Spock. Thank you for being here tonight, buddy. Our buddy Pat S was here. Mr. Tickle Trunk, thank you so much. Wendy Webb, and shout out to Jimmy as well. Hungry Boy, thank you, my friend, the official great artist of Clobbering Times, and I'm unworthy of such a great artist.
I'm here saying goodnight to everyone too, but folks, the weather is getting like psycho now.
Oh no,
the trees are going crazy here, so careful. I'm just gonna go on mute as Clubby says goodnight to you all. But
stay safe.
I'm here making all of my silly sounds for each of your names, and I love you all.
Be careful, everyone.
We can't hear anything in the background, Raquel, but I guess be safe though.
Yeah, we couldn't hear anything in the background.
I have you on mute.
No, I mean when you're talking, we couldn't. So, but I got you.
Oh, you guys couldn't hear that?
No, I can't hear it now. I can't hear anything. Sounds okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I bet you Mr. Angel heard it.
Maybe
Mr. Angel did, but not me.
Bionic ears there. Dalit 451. Thank you. Edge of Time. Thank you for being here tonight. I think the first time I've ever seen Edge of Time here, if I remember right. Scotty had the run, I believe, but thank you, Scotty, for being here. Zathras was here. Zathras. Midnight's Oblivion, I think, had the run, but thank you so much for being here, Midnight's Oblivion. Pleasant Valley Picker, thank you. Brandon, the anime guy, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here, but I didn't think he had to run, but shout out nonetheless. Tobor the Robot. That was an interesting name. First time I've ever seen Tobor there. Love it. Love some Tobor. Scuba Pete, brother, and Leslie. Shout out to you both. Thank you, buddy, for being here. Anonymous had to run, but thank you, Anonymous. Larry. Diesel. Good to have you here. Thank you so much. I'm honored to have a visit by the great Echo Base Network. Thank you so much. The lovely and beautiful Six popped in. Thank you, Six, for popping in. It's good to see you. I hope you're well. Dadman of the Dadman Clan, I believe, had to run, but shout out to the great Dadman Clan. Terrell72, thank you so much for being here. Yes, Tobar the robot was here, Andy. True story. And yes, we all remember Tobar. JD Lewis had to run, my good friend. Thank you for being here, JD. Apollome's Minion and the Pepperoni. Love you, love you. Thank you. Boosh McFadden, thank you. The Catman, a.k.a. D.D. Myers, was here. Our great friend Maddie's daddy, Steve Mitchum. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope Maddie's doing well as well. Mazerus, thank you. JT Kirk, thank you for being here, buddy. Good. It's always great to see you. Das Wolfen, welcome. It was great to have you here. Yeah, that our good old buddy, Nerdat and Amanda Bear, thank you for being here tonight. Munkadebus. All right, my friend. DJ Ronnie G. DJ Ronnie G, thank you for being here tonight. Our new buddy MMM Masses Maniac Mexico. Thank you for being here. Cappuccino Cavaliman Shea. Hey. Shinotsky, hey, good to see you. Joe's Atmosphere, hope you're still lurking. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. There's Torbo. Excuse me, Tobor. I'm an idiot.
Tobor.
Still here.
That's late. Yeah.
Almost time to leave. I got you. We're almost to the end credits, my friend. ED says had to step out for a bit before, but because the last week's show. I'm sorry about that, man. That was my fault. I totally messed that one up. Let's see here. Dave G Sound, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Claude Perishable, of course. Minimus was here. Mr. Angel, Chef, great to see you. Snail Messiah, always good to see you pop up, my friend. Thank you. Andy Masterson, sir, thank you so much for listening, man. I appreciate you. Rob Altus, thank you for popping in. Again, big shout out to a good buddy Gil, Cardinal Sen. Hey, chasing 80s toys. Good to see you. Always an honor to have you here. Thank you so much. And keep chasing those 80s toys. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Crimson Ghost, thank you for popping in. Keely Chow, thank you. And I think we got everyone that I know of that was here tonight. So what we will now do is say, I hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic rest of your weekend and a great week next week. Looking forward to it. We'll be back next week, of course. Again, here are your episodes. They will be, we got them right this time, Dramatis Personae, Duet, and In the Hands of the Prophets to finish season 1 of Deep Space Nine. Then we'll do a little season wrap-up, as we always do. Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk, definitely 9 p.m. Central Standard Time this week for more Jack Kirby, and, of course, Jack Kirby Month, which is what it is. Whoops. It is what I do wrong. I'm messing. It is as it is this month, as it is every August on Clobbering Times, Jack Kirby Month. So I'm celebrating that. Thank you so much, everyone. Please enjoy these important messages, and then our wondrous end credits brought to us by our wonderful first officer. And by the way, if you two want to say final good night to everyone, go for it.
Hey,
Raquel's good. Okay, go.
Thanks,
Raquel,
all the wrenches, for all your hard work tonight. Thank you for keeping our chat safe so that we can have an adult conversation without these bots and crazy carry-ins on. I really appreciate you. You don't get paid to do it. It's just something you do for us to maintain the community, to maintain the chat and this crew, and keep the conversation great. And I appreciate that. And I want you to know that I think about that every time we're on air. Thank you for that. It's really great for you to do that for us, and for not a single dime. I love you guys. I want to thank each and every single person who was here tonight. I read every single one of your comments. I love your conversations and the work that you put into creating great conversation in a very difficult medium to create great conversation. And so I love you guys. Thank you for that. I want to thank Clobby for creating this space for us to just come and hang out and just be Trekkies, be 735ers. It feels really great. And of course, I want to thank Mark. Thank you so much for being here, Mark, and for all you do behind the scenes to support us in this channel and just in our friendship in general. You're a cool cat, and I hope everyone follows you and supports your work, because you're a very sweet person, and you have lots of good things to say and entertaining things, although sometimes your taste is a little suspect. I love you, and I'm sending you shin kicks. Kidding. I'm just kidding. I love you all. Have a great weekend.
Good friends can joke with each other when they get to know each other. Yeah, when people hear for the first time, like, God, Raquel's picking on Mark. Yeah.
Oh God, I would never pick on Mark. I love Mark.
I know, but
he's the sweetest human being you'll ever meet. He would take off his jacket and put it on your shoulders if he were cold. He is literally a Cubs Scout leader, so he helps young men to become good people.
I teach him to pick up garbage wherever they see it.
He does. He works in his community. You know, a lot of the time, one of the reasons why he's not available to us is because he's actually doing stuff for his community, like the people. He's civically engaged, so it's not just political stuff. It's also stuff in his community. He's so caring and loving, and he has kids and a wife and just a very full life. And yet he comes and hangs out with us.
Well, this is awesome, Tom.
He's a wonderful person who I love very much.
Thank you,
but
Raquel.
I do love sending him shin kicks because it's so much fun.
Yeah. And thank you. Yeah, thank you. And happy unbirthday again for Clobbering Times. And check your mailbox tomorrow, because something's showing up.
Tomorrow's Sunday.
So yeah, something's showing up on Sunday.
On Sunday? I don't get mail on Sunday.
Well, something's supposed to be showing up, allegedly, according to tracking.
There was nothing there today, and how's it possible on a Sunday?
Well, because actually the post office delivers for Amazon on Sunday. So, yep. So just be forewarned.
I'm so excited.
Be on the lookout.
I'm so excited.
Okay. Well, that's one of the things that I've sent. I didn't get the other thing. Didn't fly out. The Liberator didn't fly out yet, but it's almost ready to go. So that's been holding everything up. So, but I think the wait will be worth it. So,
thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you. It's always awesome time. As Pleasant Valley said, we always look forward to Saturday night. Wish every night could be Saturday night. So a lot of fun being here, and hope maybe there'll be a Sunday night geek. We'll see. Don't watch Sandman. Yes. Read the original comic. Yeah, go to the original if you want to read the original comic. But just always a lot of fun tonight, and as usual, and catch everyone next Saturday night. So looking forward to it.
Good night, everybody. Thanks all who joined, and thanks all who are here tonight. Appreciate you, and please these important messages, and then our credits. Later, Gators.
Later.